place in next year's CONCACAF Champions Cup, the continental competition in this part of the world. The winner of that tournament gets to go to the Club World Cup, which will be hosted in the U.S. in 2025. So obviously a long way to go from here, but still a big chance for Miami to continue to progress and to give themselves a chance at continental glory. But first, we'll have to win tonight against Philadelphia, and this is how they will attempt to do so. It's an unchanged team for Inter Miami from the side that beat Charlotte FC by 4-0 on Friday night, with Drake Callender in goal, DeAndre Yedlin, Sergei Krivtsov, Kamal Miller, and Jordi Alba making up the back four right to left. The midfield three, Sergio Busquets obviously in the holding role with Dixon Arroyo and Benjamin Kremaski in front of him. And in that forward three, Lionel Messi down the right. Still so great to say that. Joseph Martinez up top and Robert Taylor playing down the left wing, continuing to deputize that side, scoring another goal in that game against Charlotte. Meanwhile, for Philadelphia Union, 4 changes from the team that beat Querétaro in the quarterfinal via a 100th minute winner from Chris Donovan, who comes into the team, into the forward line, in for the injured Julian Carranza. He is still available for selection, but he is from the bench tonight. The former Inter Miami striker who's got 10 goals in MLS 2 in this League's Cup. So Carranza on the bench, as is Macau Ua, who is their other DP striker who normally plays in the front line. Daniel Gazdag will join Chris Donovan in that forward two. Will occasionally drop into midfield as well. So here's the team. Andre Blake is in goal, a change at right wing back in their back five system with Nathan Harriel coming in for Olivier Baizo. The center backs remain unchanged, right to left, Jack Elliott, Jakob Glesnes, and Damian Lowe. The left wing back is Kai Wagner, a prolific provider of assists in Major League Soccer. The midfield three is Jose Martinez. Jesus Bueno retains his spot in the side, and Leon Flock comes in for Jack McGlynn. Alejandro Bedoya is available for selection. He had been dealing with an injury in recent times. As I mentioned, that forward two is Daniel Gazdag and Chris Donovan. So Inter Miami entering this game, needing a win to get to the final of this tournament and potentially getting their hands on their first bit of silverware as a club. How remarkable it would be if their first 7 games with Lionel Messi were all wins and we're all in a tournament that send them to the CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Huge, obviously. And Philadelphia Union and Inter Miami are merely 2 steps away from glory, Cliff. As you said, in this competition, it's a crunch encounter between these 2 clubs. I think it will be extremely close, and the outcome will be either decided by a very slender margin or even penalties. Both teams have been victorious in tight games in penalties. Inter Miami against Dallas, obviously, and Philadelphia Union made it hard work at times as well, but here they are, maybe now considered with Monterrey the top teams to win this competition since Club America, Tigres, LAFC are not there anymore. So huge, 4 teams left. Winner goes on.
And once again, the winner of this game will face the winner of Nashville and Monterrey. The loser will face the loser of that other semifinal in a third-place game. That third-place game does have a spot in next year's CONCACAF Champions Cup on the line. If Miami face Nashville in the next round, that game will be in Nashville. If they face Monterrey in the next round, that game will be at DRV PNK Stadium. So there is a chance that Miami will be hosting the final of this tournament on Saturday night at DRV PNK Stadium a little after 8 p.m. as we're underway. Inter Miami taking on Philadelphia Union. As DeAndre Yedlin will receive the ball on the halfway line. Miami going from left to right in this first half, and they're all pink kits, despite the fact that it's their home shirt. They do wear it on the road as Philadelphia, where they're dark blue set from head to toe. And the noise surging through Subaru Park, normally a cauldron of an atmosphere, and we expect that to be the case again here tonight. The second away match for Inter Miami. We saw the crazy scenes in Dallas when Miami went there and played a 4-4. Tons of Messi jerseys in the crowd, but as the road show with this club continues, you will see incredible demand for tickets, and you will see incredible atmospheres around the country, including here tonight in Philly, as Miami go all the way back to Drake Callender in their own penalty area, and we'll see Miami try and pull this Philadelphia side apart. They're moving from side to side and controlling possession, as Kremaski will slide it back here to Krivtsov. We're to the left side now with Kamal Miller. The central defensive partnership remains the same, albeit competition on the way soon in the shape of Tomas Aviles, the 19-year-old center back who arrives from Argentina. now training with the squad, but did not make the trip for this one. Here's Miller, joined mid-season in a trade from CF Montreal. Towards the middle, he's overhit it in the direction of Kremaski, but Yedlin doing the back tracking and able to poke it off of Leon Flock before he could get going forward. Towards Kremaski there from Dixon Arroyo. Kremaski now keeping it as Messi continues to draw the attention. Open for a moment. It will be difficult at times for Miami to find Messi and Busquets. Jim Curtin almost placing more of an emphasis on Busquets for his passing ability on the ball ahead of this one. As Martinez with back to goal, trying to retain possession ahead of Jack Elliott. Referee allowing play on as the challenge came in from the big English center back. It's a Mexican referee in the middle of this one tonight, Daniel Quintero. Referee in charge of this one, as Damian Lowe, the former Inter Miami player, sends it long away from his own area, all the way to the other area. And Drake Callender, who used to play behind Damian Lowe, the Miami goal last year, receives and rolls it out to Sergei Krivtsov.
Jim Curtin rolling out again a 3-5-2, which he's done the last few games. Historically, always a 4-4-2 diamond midfield. And he's trying to get more numbers around Sergio Busquets. Let's be real honest. And right now, it's Gazdag, the number 10, shadowing Sergio Busquets pretty tight right now. And that's, as you said, Jim Curtin told you, might be the key to their success.
Krivtsov trying to go direct in behind it towards Joseph Martinez, in towards the penalty. His first time strike is down to the bottom corner, and Joseph Martinez has scored less than 3 minutes into this semifinal as Miami hit the front in Philadelphia. Might not have been the prettiest. It's Rouen football, but Joseph Martinez scoring the kind of goal that makes him one of the top 10 goal scorers in Major League Soccer. We haven't seen him score one of those for a while. A clinical finish to give Miami the lead.
Absolutely, and the ability for Inter Miami to hurt you different ways now is absolutely brilliant. This is Sergei Krivtsov, by the way, with the ball over the top. He looks at Messi, nothing there, and all of a sudden Joseph Martinez. And what I said in pregame, that left side could decide a lot. Damian Lowe poor in the last game. Damian Lowe again poor in positioning. Joseph Martinez gets by him. And all of a sudden, Glesnet and Elliott cannot recover. And Blake surprised by that good strike shoelaces of a Joseph Martinez that slowly, rapidly is turning into real good form as we remember him at Atlanta United, scoring at will.
What a goal there from Joseph Martinez, who was played in behind his first-time strike, hit into that bottom left corner. And Miami lead away from home, and now the shape of this game dramatically changes. That's about the last thing that Jim Curtin would have wanted to see, fielding a very defensive lineup tonight. They've won it back, though, in the Miami half. About 30 yards from goal. Gazdag on the right side. Plays it to Nathan Harriel, the right wing back tonight. Into the area now. Gazdag low in towards the box, away from Kamal Miller. Messi trying to chase it down. He will get there ahead of Damian Lowe, but he couldn't quite control it. Kremaski now trying to win it off of Lowe. He almost lost out of possession there. It will be a throw-in, though, to Inter Miami, as he did come off of Lowe last.
Oh, what a great start, Chris. Inter Miami scored. This is their 6th game with Messi. 4 games under 8 minutes. This was under 5 minutes to take the lead on the road. And as you said, Chris, now all of a sudden Jim Curtin got to say, hey, we wanted to be 0-0 at the half, or maybe 1-0 up. All of a sudden, you got to change within, which is not easy for Philadelphia to do because they've been drilled into playing this way throughout their 4-year history with Jim Curtin. So very interesting to see tactically what Curtin will do in the next 10 or 15 minutes.
Miami retaining their calm possession.
What a good ball for Sergi, by the way.
Yeah.
Looking up Busquets, looking up Messi, and all of a sudden, boom, Damian Lowe falls asleep.
You don't see center back assist that often, but Krivtsov providing one there. He has to get rid, a long ball. Yedlin, though, controlling nicely there for Busquets. And they're helping out for Jordi Alba, who's in space in the Miami half. He'll carry it across the halfway line, in possession of it, Inter Miami. Wide now for Robert Taylor, in front of Nathan Harriel. Will now cut inside. Play it short here with Messi. Out towards Taylor, but intervention in there. Taylor trying to flick it in behind it towards Messi. Swept clear there by Jack Elliott of Philadelphia Union. Now Krivtsov coming forward through the center circle with possession for Miami. Kremaski. Sliding it back to Krivtsov on the halfway line. Miami leading through an early goal to nil from Joseph Martinez. Long ball out to Taylor. Does well to knot it down there for Alba. Helped on for Arroyo. Plays towards the left side of the pitch tonight. He's played it on the right recently as Busquets trying to flick it in towards Martinez, but given away. Carried through the midfield there was Elliott. He tried to play it up towards Gazdag, but he overcooked it. And Alba can now recover possession for Inter Miami.
And go back to Dixon Arroyo, as you talked about, all of a sudden in the last few games, he's touched the ball twice as many times than normally because people focus on Sergio Busquets. And Arroyo right now has done a great job on both sides of the ball to keep the ball moving and still helping as well in midfield to break up plays.
Arroyo trying to play it between lines there, but the intervention from Flock sent it eventually back towards Arroyo. Gives it to Alba. Sliding in behind him towards Taylor, who's going to get there ahead of Blesnes, but sliding challenge in there from Blesnes, able to poke it on for Elliott. Now Blesnes taking a step forward from center back.
Yeah, you're talking about Blesnes, one of the three big boys in the back that are going to be great on set pieces for and against, but could be hurt with pace, which happened on the first goal.
Jose Martinez keeping it on the center circle. Wagner going direct in behind, and in is Daniel Gazdag to save there from Trey Callender. A right palm down to save, and then the follow-up effort coming from Flock is wide, but a huge save in the early going there from Trey Callender.
Absolutely brilliant. We're talking about Andre Blake a lot of times, but Drake Callender this year has been absolutely stellar. And when you need your goalkeeper to step up in a tight game this early on to keep you up on the road 1-0, Drake Callender has been absolutely superb. 18 goals, 4 and 5. Not too many against. Huge. The back four, although still continues to need to get better. Particular little through ball right there. Kamal Miller and Sergi Christoph really need to get back on the same page. Communication key.
Three former Barcelona players combining in midfield as Alba plays it in behind in towards Taylor off the initial ball from Busquets. Blesnes has won it off of Taylor. Header one in midfield there by Krivtsov, and now Busquets has got some space. Play in behind, but off of Martinez there. Busquets now being harried by Jose Martinez. He barrels him over, and he's giving away a free kick to Inter Miami.
Right call. Jose Martinez doesn't shy. We know Martinez doesn't shy away from tackles being hard. Expect that also against Messi when he tries to double. Messi's so elusive though right now, stuck in the right wing, and then just becomes, a guy centrally even to the left. Hard to mark right now and shifting Philadelphia continuously depending on his starting position, opening up stuff for other players like Martinez.
Lovely interchange on the right between Kremaski and Busquets, who's in space again. The challenge through him, and again a free kick given as Kai Wagner getting a piece this time with Busquets, and another free kick on the way of Miami.
Yeah, the home crowd might not be happy, but both occasions there is absolute contact and the correct calls as well. And Philadelphia working the referee already in their favor, trying to say, hey, listen, that's a foul. Lower body, arm, and yes, we'll see this continuously through 90 minutes, trying to work the referee as well in their favor. Not easy games for referees, but most people say right now, protecting the star players. Dr. Martinez done just a great job. You got some wily veterans on the bench and on this team for Inter Miami.
Free kick taken short. Messi trying to send it towards the penalty area, but it's Wagner with the intervention. Now poked beyond Messi. Krivtsov had to come off him last and away for a throw. On the way of Philadelphia Union, Chris Donovan trying to play with back to goal.
That's almost a 3-6-1 with Donovan really high, Gaston also in midfield as well. So now you're going to make sure, depending on Donovan's movement, that either Kamal Miller or Sergi Christoph needs to get tight. But then you have to be aware, Arroyo in particular, over your shoulder, where's Gazdag? Because he's clearly, in that final third, one of the key go-to guys for Philly.
Messi trying to put a little bit of pressure there on Jose Martinez. His ball out towards Wagner, though he couldn't control it, and it comes off him last, away for a throw. 11 minutes gone. Philadelphia Union 0, Inter Miami 1. Martino patrolling the technical area for Inter Miami, wearing an orange bib, just to distinguish him from the Philadelphia Union players who are wearing darker shirts tonight. Martino in his black Inter Miami polo.
And in his 7th game, only one loss. That was in MLS, actually, his first game away against St. Louis, and they learned a lot there. They got punished on set pieces, which could be a key in this game as well. And progressively, it's come better. Went zonal first, now zonal and man-to-man, and made some other adjustments, obviously, and the addition continuously of other players. Busquets and Alba has helped this team tremendously. And I'm telling you, Chris, I've been in teams as a coach or a player that lose, and losing becomes a habit. Winning becomes a habit as well.
Wagner going long. Challenge in there as Donovan received, but off of Krivtsov that comes to Jose Martinez for Philly. Will now come forward with Glesnes, making a run forward down the right side. Glesnes now inside in towards Gazdag. First time in towards the area. Swept clear there by Alba. Martinez trying to carry to win it off of Elliott, and it does come off of Miami last for throw into Philadelphia.
Yeah, you're talking about now by back 3, 1 or 2 players pushing up really high, which means there will be isolations, a 1v1 with 2 of the 3 center backs versus Martinez and Messi. Counter could be on, Chris.
And Messi pressure leading to a turnover in play as the ball from Martinez was awkward. Arroyo now coming forward for Inter Miami. Taylor had stopped his run as he tried to play a bit behind, and Philly will regain possession.
Regardless, Arroyo just got to play that ball back to Messi and just move without it. Unfamiliar territory, by the way, being in that final third for Arroyo, so be smart. Know your strength and weaknesses. Your strength is not verticality. Your strength is winning balls and find the right guy.
I know that playing it to Messi is never a bad option. His calendar does have to play sweeper-keeper there. Coming off his line. Philly have recovered it, though, from Bueno. Busquets, though, getting a piece of it and actually helping it on there for Taylor. We'll slide it out now to Alba. Back here with Taylor. Miami will enjoy a bit of possession here. Alba having to go back to Kamal Miller. First touch beyond Chris Donovan, and I'll try and carry it forward and then slide it across to Callender. Having to take a step out off his line and receive here. Now give to Busquets, edge of the D of his own penalty area. Miami playing out from the back and doing so very calmly.
Great Close gets so much better making the right decisions with the ball. Now it's on, you play. If not, he's gone direct quite a few times. Tata Martino, hey, let's not make any mistakes in the defensive third. No need to build all the time if it's not on. Very well done by Drake Callender.
Jordi Alba is now giving it away. Harriel in the way. Now Bueno on for Harriel. Now Martinez into the center circle in the Miami half. It's wide now for Harriel, about 40 yards from goal. Philly now having a bit more of possession. Flock now on the left side. Wagner will try and cut inside there of Yedlin. Shouts for handball. Referee has allowed play to continue. Looked like it came off the hands there of Kai Wagner. Martinez on there for Glesnes. Return for Martinez in the middle. This is nice possession play here for the Union. Not what we were expecting. Harriel and Bueno having to retreat. Glesnes into the middle again with Martinez having to play the role of distributor. Wide for Harriel on the right side. Play it now on the right here, interchanging with Bueno. Glesnes across to the left side now, low for Kai Wagner. Can put effective crosses in and will try one towards the back stick. Bueno arriving, trying to volley through the area, and did manage to keep it in play. Miller in the way, and now Alba emerging with it for Miami. Going long and direct up towards Martinez. He's going to get there. Elliott went for the header and missed. And now Joseph Martinez barreling down to the penalty area. Has to slow it down. Plays it here with Messi. We'll give it back to Martinez. Now Messi again will hang on to possession and slide it out to the left here with Alba, who comes flying forward with Taylor. Robert Taylor now just slowing it down, giving it back to Dixon Arroyo. Plays on the left side of the three-man midfield here tonight. Premaski. Switching again here, this time towards Kamal Miller on the halfway line. Looks like
giving that midfield to Philly just a different look. We talk about Arroyo being on that right side. Now it's left, and Kremansky all of a sudden comes in there and creates problems for Philadelphia.
Now Miller going between lines and finding Taylor, who tried to flick back to Arroyo when the better option was to carry it with him. Giving it away to Philly. Now Glesnes in his own half, giving it to Gazdag on the halfway line. Gazdag. Fizz one across to the left side here for Kai Wagner. Infield, get it towards Martinez. Flicked on there for Gazdag, but Krivtsov can step forward to try and win it. Challenge is coming in, and it was Flock who caught Krivtsov. And it will be a free kick to Inter Miami. 60 minutes gone. Miami leading by Joseph Martinez, goal to nil.
I like the way Sergio Christoph right now is really stepping up his game, getting tighter, further away from goal, not allowing players to turn, which has happened in the past a little bit more, and Kamal Milodan providing that balance much better, because our interior defense is probably this time our weakest point.
Messi was being harried there by Damian Lowe. He fed it in towards Kremansky, who returned it towards Messi, and Lowe in the way. Free kick given as Lionel Messi sent to the floor.
And the continuation of the Philadelphia Union raising their hands on any foul being called against Inter Miami, which so far, listen, I've played this game. Yeah, that is a foul, but Damian Lowe prevented Messi to go for the give and go, because if he allows him to go, the 1-2 is on the Benja Kremansky. So good call again by the referee.
And Messi and Jose Martinez exchanging words. No surprise that Martinez is trying to play the role of stir. 7 yellow cards in MLS, 3 in Leagues Cup. Double-digit yellow card total. Of no surprise to any viewers of Jose Martinez, as Philadelphia have won it back from the forward ball from Arroyo. Miller trying to send it forward, having to play it again, this time knotted down by Arroyo for Alba. Always the smoothest in possession Miami tonight, as Alba's forward ball down the line takes a deflection away for a throw. That's what Philly trying to do. They try and make life difficult when you have possession of the ball.
Yep. You know what's coming, and every time it seems like teams are surprised at the dogmatic approach of Philly through always 90 minutes. Again, a team that doesn't concede much, so huge that early goal for Philly, a team that doesn't need a lot of chances to convert as well. That's their bread and butter, hard work without the ball. And being clinical on set pieces and through open play to win the majority of their games, by the way, at home. I think the last 28, they've lost 1 at home. That's a pretty good number for his winning end.
Miami in possession in their own penalty area. Calendar sliding it out to Kamal Miller, the left center back for the Herons. He'll take a step forward, slide it on towards Arroyo, but he's giving it away. Glesnes coming forward and winning it back. Glesnes now looked like he wanted to have a hit. Stick goes infield for Donovan, who gets with a challenge in. Now comes for Gazdag into the area. He goes for the curler. And the attempt always going wide of target. Calendar watching it go to his left and away for a goal kick.
Now, again, just making sure when you are in that back 4 and you come out Miller this particular time, you do not want to lose possession there, because, hey, you are now vulnerable, and Arroyo is caught as well. So all of a sudden it puts pressure on there in Philadelphia. Doesn't do a good job in trying to get to goal. Eventually doing ball from distance, but losing ball is Bob Bradley and Ruzarini used to go in bad spots as your defensive and middle third when you're in transition going forward.
Well, that's a late one on there on Joseph Martinez. Advantage given as Messi's got it. He goes for goal from long distance and scores! From 30 yards out, Lionel Messi gets his 9th of the tournament. Sensational, as only he can do. Messi for 2-0.
We're talking about the best goalkeeper, in my opinion, maybe in CONCACAF. Mr. Blake caught twice, somewhat flat-footed and surprised by balls from distance. This one is 30 yards. Philly just turned off a little bit because they thought maybe that foul against Joseph Martinez by Damian Lowe was going to get called for. This time, play on, because Inter Miami has advantage. And Leo goes, you know what? Shoelaces far. Boom. Side netting. 2-0 after 20 minutes. Talking about clinical, Chris. That's some clinical football. There's
Martinez,
the foul.
Was clattered into there by Damian Lowe. Again, it starts from Krivtsov at the back. Martinez helping it on for Messi, who's kind of in between 3 or 4. And this hit comes from 30, 35 yards from goal.
Unbelievable. Really unbelievable.
Driven low with real pace, and Blake going down to his left. He just can't get there.
And the interesting part is, while the ball is traveling to Joseph Martinez, Blake is about 12 yards out. He slowly starts going back while Messi gets the ball. And he's still trying to set his feet a little bit while Messi takes that shot. Done with intent. Messi placement his head up, sees that Blake is still backtracking, and all of a sudden his body weight leans a little bit to the right, and all of a sudden he goes, oh my God, I'm too late. With a perfect weighted ball that caught Andre Blake, one of the best in the business from distance. The 9th of the year for Mr. Leo Messi. Wow. What a start. Who expected this, Chris? Be honest, Chris Whittingham.
I thought the game would be close.
Me too. I'll be a homer right now. I'm so happy.
I think in our pre-show on WQAM, our producer, Danny Garcia, predicted a 4-1 win for Miami. And we were looking at each other going, 4-1?
Correct.
That's quite ambitious, but we might be on our way. As a long ball there from Philly going away for a goal kick.
Messi's got his head up. He's got his head up. And Andre Blake, you can't see it right now, but for our listeners, when a goalkeeper starts backpedaling a little bit and doesn't know where his reference points are, quite frankly, because he ends up all the way on his line, Chris. If he stays on 6, he's got a better angle to get there. And Messi just sees that so well. The GOAT, the best in the world. Wow.
Low. Only directed behind for Philly. Karipsal putting it away for a throw.
And also very good, because I thought when that came, yellow card, whistle, loud advantage to take place.
Great refereeing there.
Yes.
Daniel Quintero, our Mexican referee in charge of this one, as Gazdag tries to play it in towards the area, but intervention there from Arroyo. Goes back to Calendar, who just sweep clear. That's the applause there for Messi for making the correct decision with the ball. And now Messi onto it, laying it off there for Yedlin. Into the middle now with Busquets. And you see, when the two of them are together, the natural inclination is to go towards Messi. That's almost the exact opposite of Jim Curtin was talking about. As Martinez receives there from Taylor, it's a poor ball out to the right side as Fiamaski was available. First time in there from Bueno. And Messi trying to put the challenge in a bit late there, nearly caught Bueno. And he gives him a high five as means of apologizing. Now here's Wagner. Lofting it towards the penalty area. Knotted down there by Nathan Harrell, but there's nobody there. Krzysztof getting rid, but he was off balance. They presented it there to Nathan Harrell. Now the strike coming from long distance there from Glesnes. He can hit them from that kind of range. Now Martinez sliding it out to the right here. Edge of the penalty area here with Harrell. Back now 30 yards to go. Glesnes on the right side. Lofting it out towards Wagner on the left wing back for Philadelphia. Had 15 assists from left back last year. Now Lowe going beyond Messi. Lowe going with a long distance effort. Deflection in there off of Miller. Comes only as far though as Lowe. Martinez now to cross it towards the area. Alba with the header away. Martinez now will try and control it and does so. He'll leave it for Messi, who assesses all the options. Turns, stops it in front of Elliott, and then plays it in towards Alba, who had found a pocket of space there. Arroyo going down there on the challenge from Bueno. Free kick given, and now it looks like further discipline could be coming the way here of Jesus Bueno, who does indeed pick up a yellow card.
Again, the Philly fans, for our listeners, you can hear them, they're not happy, but they're all the right calls. And also, this is the right time to say, hey, enough is enough by the referee. Here's the yellow card. Bueno, absolutely not interested in playing the ball. Plays Arroyo's body and the yellow card. And just going back to Messi defending. The first line of defense is Leo Messi, and that was 35 yards away from our goal. He's totally committed right now and understanding again how huge this is, not to give up a goal before the half, willing to do some dirty work as well when Philly possesses the ball with 10, 12, 15 passes, and also with the knowledge that when we have it, we can keep it or we can hurt him on the counter. Again, I'm a little surprised that Jim Curtin has stayed with this 3-5-2.
Free kick for Miami. 25 minutes gone. The Herons leading by 2-0. Joseph Martinez early. Lionel Messi providing yet another on an assist from Martinez. The 20th minute. Arroyo, the first touch is to keep it, try to give it to Alba, but Donovan in the way. But Arroyo doing well to put a boot in, win it back for Miami. Came for Taylor. Arroyo now having to keep it here with Jordi Alba. Right-footed into Taylor. Now Busquets. And Krivtsov.
The calmness of Busquets is just incredible. Everything just slows down when he has the ball.
Krivtsov going directed towards Yedlin, who can get there ahead of Lowe. Lowe put the challenge in. Did it come off of Yedlin last? The referee, I believe, is going to say goal kick the way of Philadelphia Union.
That's a tight goal call. I think that Yedlin is trying to get past Lowe. Yes, that's the correct call, by the way. Lowe off Yedlin's goal kick. Good call again.
Harriel hit the switch of play out towards the left side, but he's overhit it. Not close enough to either Donovan or Wagner, and now here's some sense of frustration going through the crowd here in Philadelphia. I get some belief in the fact that Dallas came back as Busquets trying to emerge from his own area. Challenge came in from Donovan, and the referee providing a free kick as Busquets nearly lost possession.
And that's where the greats, as a Sergi Busquets, knows he's in trouble and still finds a way to draw some contact and go down. Again, it's the right call.
Glesnes now in possession for Philadelphia. Into the middle with Martinez. This is low for Philadelphia Union. They probably have the best chance of the game with Daniel Gazdag. He unable, though, to put it away. Drake Callender, a big save. There's now Taylor trying to come forward with it, but he ran out of play. Wait for a throw. Taylor not quite as on it. He's been so far in this tournament in the early stages.
Robert Taylor, great beneficiary of Messi, obviously. A lot of times, Stevie Ralston became the Rookie of the Year the first year as a first-year player out of college. And he got on the same wavelength as Carlos El Pibe Valderrama. And all of a sudden, boom, he became a superstar.
Kremaski now.
Messi just, great understanding of this phase. Keep the ball. You don't need to lose it. You don't have to force it into me right now in a 50-50. Keep it moving. Let the clock tick. And eventually you'll get to be great for the 18-year-old to be able to listen to his hero.
Yeah.
Benja Kamansky.
Now Busquets. First time in towards Messi. Trying to evade the challenge of Lowe's. Done well to win it, to be fair. Gazdag now from long range. Goes for goal. And Callender with another big save. Leaping to his right. Parries away with both hands. It's gone away for a throw to the Union. Gazdag trying to test Callender. Will take much better beating than that. Low, though. Big interception there of Messi. Only one, I imagine, that will go at the top of his highlight reel for any future clubs who might be interested.
Correct. But make sure that the first goal isn't shown. Because that's where Lowe really in his positioning and his reaction, very poor. But give Martinez some credit. Being able to get behind him and stay on sides and clinically finishing it to get to 1-0.
Jack Elliott hitting the big switch of play out towards Wagner this time. Well measured. Laid off here from Martinez, but he couldn't control it there ahead of Kremaski. A little bit of a physical challenge in, but nothing to draw the attention of the referee as he retains possession. Martinez now. Nearing on the half hour. Miami leading by 2-0.
Reminds me of a Miami street baller or an Amsterdam street baller.
Yeah.
Not afraid. Get stuck in and can play. That's a rare combination.
Low. Out to Martinez. Something of a find by this Union organization. He's playing his club football in Venezuela. He's actually meant to be a backup holding midfield player, but he's really emerged. Best number 6s in MLS. Gazdag. Now 30 yards from goal for Philly. Wide here for Nathan Harriel. Ahead of Taylor. Measuring it there with Bueno. Now Glesnes trying to go in behind. There's a bit of a coming together. Glesnes trying to play it in towards the penalty area. On the follow through catching Arroyo, and it will be a free kick.
Ladders him. You can hear it actually. Luckily enough. No yellow card given in that one. Oof. A little late by Dixon. And we all knew this would be a physical affair, Chris. Hard duels. And one of the best in the business, the Philadelphia Union, with the left-footed Wagner serving balls into some big bodies inside the 18-yard box.
Now, here's Wagner's free kick. It's an easy header away there from Yedlin. Does come back to Wagner, though. We'll send it down the line up towards Bueno. Play it infield there in towards Lowe. It's Messi who put in the challenge. Comes off him last and away for a corner to Philadelphia Union.
Bueno with the outswinger. Lowe, Elliott, Rasmus. Gazdag, some big boys. Again, half zonal, half man-to-man.
Now, here is that corner into the penalty area. Way there from Yedlin. Again, good defending, and Messi a bit slow to get rid. It comes from Wagner. Messi putting a challenge and does manage to force the mistake, but Busquets, in trying to send it forward, has also given it away. In towards the area there from Wagner. Yedlin the challenge in. Low, recovering for Philadelphia. We'll go again. Wide here for Leon Flock. He'll get the cross in towards the back post. Bueno measuring the header. It comes off of Busquets and away for a corner.
Yeah, you like to think that Philadelphia will get far post now. DeAndre Yedlin 3 times hit that near post with non-marking responsibilities. Yedlin, that near post ball is yours. He's done a great job so far. Philly now bringing a second player there to alter the look of their set piece.
And another corner to come from the right side. Crowd in full voice. Sent into the heart of the penalty area. Calendar leaping in. A single fist emerging from a crowd of bodies to punch clear for another corner.
How good is he being? He rarely gives up a rebound, and also know this is not one for me to try to hold on to. Strong wrist through 2 Philadelphia players. What a collision.
I think he was looking up at the Jumbotron just to get another look at that bit of goalkeeping. It was fantastic to get rid of the penalty area. Now Wagner will take from the left side this time, an outswinging delivery. Lofted in towards that penalty spot. The header is on there from Jesus Bueno, but he couldn't direct it towards goal, always going wide and away for a goal kick. A man down in the penalty area. It looks like Jordi Alba has gone down.
Yeah, you always know on the set pieces there will be contact because Philly is over-aggressive. And that's looking at the first goal again. What a good strike. And again, catches Blake. Sergi, brilliant. And also finds Martinez on the second goal. This is a secondary assist from Sergi as well. Ends up with Messi and then surprises Blake a little bit, but genius, Leo Messi, by understanding that Blake was still moving his feet and couldn't recover.
Nice one-touch play there between Martinez and Taylor. Covered there by Miami from Busquets, and now Taylor on for Kremaski. Kremaski with Messi. Goes back there towards Krysov. A collision there between Gazdag and Kremaski, who is slow to get back to his feet. Kremaski keeping Diego Gomez out of the side yet again. Gomez, who started in Dallas in that midfield position. Kremaski with an assist, actually an early goal against Dallas, able to recover that position as Arroyo has to put an effort to win it back after he initially gave it away. Martinez couldn't play it on either. Now Donovan winning the header ahead of Krysov, and he's played it in for Gazdag. 1v1 here with Miller. Daniel Gazdag in towards the penalty area, now surrounded by 3 or 4. He tries the back heel towards Flock, but he's given it away. Good recovery and defending there from Miami, particularly Kamal Miller, as Krysov putting the challenge in. Now Miller does as well. Arroyo volleying it forward. Lowe winning the header. Big car crash at the moment, as Martinez will volley it in behind. Long ball in towards Harriel, and Calendar off his line to claim.
Krzysztof still down on the ground in that collision. And to be real honest with you, Chris, he's too late, Sergi, and loses the battle with, I think it was Donovan, you said. And all of a sudden, because his momentum clatters him into the center forward, almost a breakaway in a 1v1 with Kamal Miller, who really did a good job in containing that potential breakaway. And actually, not a bad time to regroup a little bit. And for Inter Miami, just to get some information out from the sidelines. Those were always moments for coaches if they wanted to make slight adjustments, more so with Jim Curtin, I think, right now. A lot of people leaving their feet, a lot of people collisions, and we all knew that. It seems like Inter Miami is very well prepared to head on that battle and not shy away. And again, it's great, and all due respect to Phil Neville, but Tata Martino's coached in this league. He's seen Philly. He knows how Jim Curtin coaches. He expects a battle, a war in a semifinal. It should be. And the better team will eventually prevail, and that's been through 37 minutes. Obviously, Inter Miami. Tata now talking to Benjamin Kremanski. I love it. So composed.
Giving him some tactical instructions as Krivtsov was being tended to by the medical staff, getting some of that freezing spray applied to his foot/ankle, taking the boot off after he put the challenge in. It was on Martinez.
And going back to Tata and Berga, he's telling right now, if Messi comes all the way to me the sidelines, it will open up for you in the middle. When he comes in the middle, don't crowd him. Now you come out as well. So based on Messi's starting position, based on how Messi walks opponents out of position, boom, there you go, Berga. It's on for you.
So Krivtsov is back on the field and will go direct here, in behind Yedlin and Kremanski giving chase. Good touch there from Lowe to get it beyond Yedlin, and now Lowe send it up towards halfway. Another big challenger from Krivtsov, but he won it. It's lofted out towards the left side. Taylor trying to knot it to keep it in play here for Miami, as Elliott will get the soft touch on the floor and give it here to Harriel. Harriel, who's running out of passing options here ahead of Taylor. He sent it down the line, takes a deflection off of Taylor. Miller trying to control out of the air and will emerge with possession. Trying to help it out there for Busquets, but in the way there was Bueno. And now Gazdag has it. Nearing on 38 minutes gone. Union 0, Miami 2. On the right side here, Chris Donovan. To the middle here with Glesnes. Around 40 yards from goal. He'll hit the switch in towards the area. Yedlin tracks the header. He's won it initially, but has to keep playing it. Wagner got inside leverage, and it's won it back. Wagner trying to cross, but Kremanski in the way. Solid defending there by the young American-Argentine. Will come away for a corner, which Wagner will immediately set up to take.
Yeah, the real difference in this game right now is that although we scored 2 very good goals, I think that Blake will say to himself, on the other side, Drake Callender, 2 big saves, Chris, to keep this at 2-0.
Now Wagner put the cross in. It's an easy header away there from Joseph Martinez, snapping it away as if he were trying to score. Off to there by Elliott out to the right. Bueno will have to keep it in play, and he will do so for Philly. Beyond Taylor, in towards Glesnes. He'll flick it back here for Jack Elliott, the center back. Forward and in behind, but too much pace on it, and will go away for a throw. A position where the Union can try and press. 40th minute. Philadelphia 0, Inter Miami 2. Again, the winner of this game will face the winner of Nashville and Monterrey. The other half of the bracket. If Miami were to hang on and win, they face Nashville in the final. That game will be at Geodis Park in Nashville. If it's against Monterrey, it'll be at Dry Pink Stadium on Saturday night, as Alba plays it there off of Gazdag and away for a goal kick. Greg Callender has made key saves this first half. Miami in it, particularly was 1-0 after the early goal from Martinez, as Busquets pulled to the floor there by Gazdag. It'll be a free kick. I think Busquets is asking the referee about persistent infringement.
One of the great things about the mere fact that you want to stop Busquets, you take probably your best player, your number 10 Gazdag right now, who's more concerned about stopping, really, Busquets than creating, although he gets one decent opportunity, obviously the 1v1 with Blake Carolina, but he just look at him, he's just more aware of Busquets than anything else around him.
Krivtsov going direct there up towards Messi, almost a foot shorter than Elliott and Glesnes, but the two of them almost got tangled together. The ball bounced and came for Blake. It's a nice forward ball there from Martinez, but Bueno just about keeps it in play. Gets across into the penalty area, goes over the head of Gazdag. Now Busquets to try and control. They'll just flick it out there for Jordi Alba, who will find the outlet pass up to Martinez. Now into Taylor. A nice first touch there from Robert Taylor. Turning on it to keep it ahead of Leon Flock. He'll keep on going. He looks for Messi, but he's pulled to the floor first there by Flock, and it will be a free kick to Inter Miami in the halfway line.
Absolute brilliant being able to play through some real hard pressure there. And I'm just mentioning two names, Busquets and Alba. Been there and done that. Eventually finds Taylor. Eventually gets the free kick around the midfield line. Boom, another minute off the clock. Great game management right now by Inter Miami.
So far, Philadelphia have committed 9 fouls. Miami have only committed 1. As it's forward there, a bit too heavy there from Harriel in the direction there of Gazdag. It's given away after Miami had initially given away possession. There's crisp as we've seen in recent matches from Miami in possession. Yedlin. Another free, or actually, referee's allowed play to continue as Wagner went through DeAndre Yedlin. Now Gazdag being carried there by Busquets. Krivtsov was caught there by Chris Donovan. It will be a free kick. And again, Krivtsov going down and again grabbing towards his left foot and his left ankle, which was treated earlier in the match.
Second time that Donovan has put Krivtsov down. It looks like, again, he needs medical attention. Almost seems like that same ankle, left foot as well. And gives us maybe a time to breathe a little bit, Chris. And again, it's such good coaching because Jim Curtin is looking at Inter Miami and say, you know what? They don't really have a lot of depth in their game. They don't go direct from their back four to center backs. We can get our back three up high. You know, that's fine. And all of a sudden, Tata Martino says, you know what? This team loves to squeeze a little bit. Let's go direct a few times, turn them around, and maybe we have some success. Great, exactly. Great coaching by Tata Martino, understanding within the 3-5-2 the vulnerabilities of the back three.
Busquets trying to switch with the header on there by Bueno. Now Martinez for Philadelphia going forward through Daniel Gazdag. The Hungarian attacker who had a tremendous season a year ago, 22 goals and 10 assists in MLS. He's followed up that effort with 9 goals and 9 assists in MLS play so far this year. He's also got 4 more goals in League's Cup. Flock trying the low cross. Takes a deflection. Busquets the header away. Further still there from Arroyo. Out of the area, but Martinez settles it here in the direction of Wagner. Almost under a panic there of seeing Messi get close to it. Just launches it into the air. Busquets throwing himself at it to keep it. And Kremaski doesn't want to get beyond Martinez for Philly. Kremaski going down. Martinez keeping it there with Busquets. And now Messi's got possession on the right side. Messi being bothered there by Wagner, but he slides it out to the left side here with Kamal Miller.
Now he knows it's on. The overload is always towards Messi's right side, their defensive left side, so he knows all about Taylor are on 8 out of 9 times, 8 out of 10 times. So smart. Knows with the dribble, knows to release first time. Brilliant.
Krivtsov. Yedlin. Back to Krivtsov. Now Calendar with only a minute left in the opening 45 minutes. Miami comfortably in front by 2-0. Arroyo. Wide here for Yedlin. And Busquets. Go lofting it beyond in towards Messi, but not enough air on it. And Lowe is in the way. He's won the header there for Martinez. Bueno now wide here for Harriel, who will cut inside of Alaba. Play in towards Bueno, who's got some space. Low in towards the penalty area, but Gazdag was not at full stretch yet. It was never going to get there. And Calendar out to recover. Here's Krivtsov. And Kremaski into Messi. First touch around the corner, going temporarily beyond Lowe, but the big figure and the recovery speed to poke it back to his fellow countryman, Andre Blake, a pair of Jamaicans in the defensive shape for Philly. As Martinez runs into trouble, Busquets first time into Joseph, and Arroyo now turning towards the right side. Needs an option. We'll go all the way back here. There's a minimum of 4 minutes added at the end of this first half, and now Krivtsov will reset possession here with Drake Calendar for Miami.
It's great to see this bromance between Benhard Kamansky and Messi.
Yeah.
Beautiful. You get such a good feel for Messi and vice versa at 18 or 19.
Now Krivtsov on the halfway line.
I don't think you can get a better teacher. I don't think Noah Allen can get a better teacher than Jordi Alba. I don't think that David Ruiz can get a better teacher than Sergio Busquets. All these young academy kids that will feature sooner or later have to bide their time a little bit. Wow.
Elliott. Possession for Philly. We've had 1 minute of the minimum before of second half stoppage time. Miami ahead by 2-0. Place in the final of Leagues Cup on the line. It'll be a 6th consecutive win for Miami and a spot at next year's CONCACAF Champions Cup. Glesnes, wide for Harriel. This game perhaps a bit different than the one that Philly were hoping for. To make it agricultural,
they
wanted
just
to make
don't
it
seem
difficult.
the same out of this system. I'll be real honest with you. And that's a huge, huge ask for Jim Curtin to be so brave. I wouldn't mind. We know Jim Curtin now, and he's bold, but he makes 2 or 3 changes at the half, and even systematically.
The question is, how fit is Julian Carranza in particular?
Great question, because that's the go-to guy right now for Philly, no doubt. Great question, Chris.
And also, how fit is Daniel Gazdag coming off an injury? Can he go the full 90?
Yeah, and Ude is another one that's can score some goals. So we got 2 or 3 important guys not part of this one here, and they're struggling a little bit. And give it to Miami some credit, going on the road to beat Brave.
Philly, who have done really well in tournament football in recent times, as Miller, coming from midfield, has given it away. Bueno, though, in front of Busquets, does manage to get rid. Find Harriel. Taylor, though, doing the recovering defending and has done well to win it back. Taylor now coming forward. Turn away from Messi and now played it behind it towards Alba, who's in plenty of space, approaching the penalty area. Jordi Alba going for 3, and he scored! Jordi Alba has done it for Inter Miami and giving them the 3-0 lead, the insurance goal before halftime. Jordi Alba's first for the club. Just before the break, a killer for Philadelphia and a huge goal for Inter Miami, who are now dreaming of the final.
Clinical, absolutely clinical, punishing this Philadelphia team. And this time it's Robert Taylor with the dribble penetration, with the head up. And yes, Damian Lowe is keeping Alba on sight. And on, far post again with a cultivated left foot. A back 3 of Philly, really struggling. 2-step, Lowe stays, allows Alba to get through. No recovery possible. And man, Martinez, Messi, and now Jordi Alba coming from deep with the assist by Mr. Taylor. Who ever thought this? Chris Whittingham. 3-0 Miami on the road against a Philadelphia team that's lost once in the last 22. Wow.
And there is the halftime whistle. Some of the crowd came to see Messi. They came to see Miami, and they have gotten a show from their visitors. Joseph Martinez scoring a cracker less than 3 minutes into the contest to give Miami the early lead. Lionel Messi striking from 35 yards. And then Jordi Alba on the stroke of halftime, giving Inter Miami the 3-0 lead at the break. What a start for Miami, who are now 45 minutes away from the League's Cup final. When we come back, we'll bring you our halftime show. Again, your score at the break is Philly 0, Inter Miami 3. You're listening to Inter Miami on 560 WQAM.
It's halftime, and appropriately enough, it's the Inter Miami halftime show on AM 560 Sports WQAM 99.9 HD2 and streaming on the Odyssey app.
Angie's List is now Angie, and we've heard a lot of theories about why.
I thought it was an eco move. Fewer words, less paper.
No, it was so you could say it faster.
No, it's to be more iconic.
Must be a tech thing. But those aren't quite right. It's because now you can compare upfront prices, book a service instantly, and even get your project handled from start to finish.
Sounds easy.
It is, and it makes us so much more than just a list. Get started at Angie.com. That's ANGI, or download the app today.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? Click now and find summer happiness in a new Chevy. See your South Florida Chevy dealer. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier and High Country seat 7.
Suicide is something that affects all of us, and we can all play a part in saving lives. Hi, I'm Julie Guy from 101.5 Light FM. Let's make a difference in our community and join me by walking with us on Sunday, October 1st at Tropical Park. We can help spread awareness and understanding by sending the message that help is available. Register today for you and your friends at afsp.org/Miami. Proceeds benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Join me. Register afsp.org/Miami.
Hey, Rob Bradford here. I have set out on a mission with my good friends at FanDuel to prove what I have known for some time. Baseball isn't boring. Now I have a daily podcast to prove it with some of the most notable people in the baseball world, screaming baseball isn't boring from the mountaintops, or at least agreeing to come on our show. Players, managers, GMs, and yes, even the commissioner of baseball, Rob Manfred. It has been a constant wave of baseball's most powerful voices. So join the revolution. Subscribe and soak in Baseball Isn't Boring. Listen on your Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcast. You'll be glad you did.
Join us at Odyssey as we all do our one thing. Together, millions of things for our planet. August is a great month to help out the environment by improving your gas mileage. Make sure your tires are properly inflated and heavy items like golf clubs aren't stored in your trunk. Take your car in for a tune-up to ensure it's running at peak performance. And when the weather is nice, walk or bike to your destination to enjoy a beautiful summer day. When we each share our one thing, it becomes 100 things, 1,000 things, 1,000,000 things for our planet. What's your one thing?
At Grainger, we're for the ones who pay attention to every little detail. The ones who fuss, tinker, and sweat the small stuff. Because you know the tiniest thing can make the biggest difference when it comes to keeping business moving. We get it. We're the same way, offering access to product experts to help you quickly and easily find what you need. So whatever your industry, you know you're...
Let's go to the booth for more of the halftime show on AM 560 Sports WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and streaming on the Odyssey app.
Inter Miami 3-0 up over Philadelphia Union at halftime. A great performance in front of goal for Miami in that first half. Martinez, then Messi, then Alba. As we can go now to Subaru Park, is standing by is Fernando Fiore, the third member of our broadcast team. And Fernando, how crazy was that first half?
It was very crazy indeed, very crazy. Let me tell you something. The fans are really hostiles right here. They really don't like us. And they show it with boos and with bad words through the first 45 minutes. What's the best antidote to that? Goal, goal, goal. On the pitch, they were rough also. A lot of big fouls, a couple of yellow cards, possession in favor of Miami, 3 shots on goal, 3 goals. Absolutely perfect. Perfect execution by Miami, who at sometimes during the first half, they didn't look very sharp, especially Taylor. And then in the very last second, he made an incredible play, an incredible pass, and Jordi Alba scored the first goal. It's crazy here on the stand. They are very happy, and I don't see that they're going to be any softer or better in the second half. Get ready. It's going to be a battle, even if we are 3-0.
And give us your perspective on that Lionel Messi goal. Obviously, it doesn't really look like a moment from which he scores very often, but really anywhere on the pitch is dangerous when he's on the ball. Give us your perspective on how you saw it.
Yeah, well, definitely a lot of people around me, a lot of colleagues were saying, okay, Blake fault. And then they start to ask the same question that everybody asks. It's a big difference when Messi is going to shoot than if any other player in the world is going to shoot. Yes, it is. And definitely it was very long range. Messi was very far away from that goal. I would say that I think that Messi was in Jersey, actually. He was on the other side of the river and still make a perfect shot right next to the post. Yes, Blake is a good goalkeeper. He's a national team goalkeeper for Jamaica. But still, when you get in front of Messi, you don't know what's going to happen. Messi knows.
And Fernando Fiore is live from Subaru Park. Really appreciate the time, sir, and enjoy the second half.
Oh, yes, and I will go there after that to the press conference. Keep our fingers crossed. We have to be playing for the title, but don't jinx it.
All right, coming up next, Philadelphia and Inter Miami will bring you the highlights of the first half. Miami 3-0 up after 45 minutes. We'll bring you how it sounded and the thoughts of Thomas Rungan next.
Sports lives here. WQAM Miami, WPOW HD2 Miami, WKIS HD2 Boca Raton, the home of the Heat, Hurricanes, Panthers, and Inter Miami.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
An Odyssey station.
Make this the summer at Miami Lakes Auto Mall. Drive with 0 down or no payments for 90 days. Save thousands on most new models. Drive the brand awarded Best Car Styling Brand Image by Kelly Blue Book for 2022. Join the Brotherhood of Muscle in the 2023 Dodge Challenger. Just $449 per month. Or buy with 0 down. Or save up to $15,000 off MSRP on select vehicles. Miami Lakes Auto Mall, 57th Avenue in the Palmetto. Or MiamiLakesAutomall.com. Wait for 2474 for details.
Here's a summer travel tip. Pack just one pair of shoes that goes with every outfit. Like the versatile, perfectly packable Tree shoes from Allbirds. Find your pair of Tree Dashers 2, Runners, Pipers, and more at allbirds.com. That's ALLBIRDS.com.
The second half of the baseball season is here, and each game means a little bit more. We're talking pennant races and wild card chases, with each pitch bringing us closer to the playoffs. The free Odyssey app lets you listen to live play-by-play of your local team. So no matter what you're up to, you'll never have to miss another game. Download the free Odyssey app today and keep baseball close by all summer long. That's AUDACY. Odyssey.
Suicide is something that affects all of us, and we can all play a part in saving lives. Hi, I'm Julie Guy from 101.5 Light FM. Let's make a difference in our community and join me by walking with us on Sunday, October 1st at Tropical Park. We can help spread awareness and understanding by sending the message that help is available. Register today for you and your friends at afsp.org/Miami. Proceeds benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Join me. Register afsp.org/Miami.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? Click now and find summer happiness in a new Chevy. See your South Florida Chevy dealer. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier, and High Country seat 7.
Let's go to the booth for more of the halftime show on AM 560 Sports WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and streaming on the Odyssey app.
This is the halftime show taking you through Inter Miami and Philadelphia Union. Miami 3-0 up at the break. And let's take you through how it sounded. It all started with an early goal, a direct ball from Sergei Krivtsov up to Joseph Martinez. Krivtsov trying to go direct in behind it towards Joseph Martinez, in towards the penalty. His first time strike is down to the bottom corner, and Joseph Martinez has scored less than 3 minutes into this semifinal as Miami hit the front in Philadelphia. Might not have been the prettiest. It's Route 1 football, but Joseph Martinez scoring the kind of goal that makes him one of the top 10 goal scorers in Major League Soccer. As that's how it sounded in the first half. Martinez opening the scoring, and then after Drake Callender made a big save to keep it at 1-0, Lionel Messi does it again. Advantage given as Messi's got it. He goes for goal from long distance and scores from 30 yards out. Lionel Messi gets his 9th of the tournament. Sensational, as only he can do. Messi for 2-0. And Lionel Messi, my word, what a strike. It was from a long way out, catching Andre Blake slightly out of position. Could he have saved it? Maybe. But Lionel Messi, 9 goals in 6 games for Inter Miami. Remarkable stuff from him yet again. And then Philadelphia, to be fair, had a fair bit of the play in the first half, enjoying some possession, creating some chances. But just before the break, Miami would get possession through Robert Taylor, and he would pick out a fantastic ball for Jordi Alba. Taylor now coming forward, turn away from Messi, and now played it behind it towards Alba, who's in plenty of space, approaching the penalty area. Jordi Alba going for 3, and he scored! Jordi Alba has done it for Inter Miami! and giving them the 3-0 lead, the insurance goal before halftime. Jordi Alba's first for the club just before the break. A killer for Philadelphia and a huge goal for Inter Miami, who are now dreaming of the final. And Inter Miami getting the goal they were desperate for just before halftime to really give themselves some comfort approaching this second half. Martinez, Messi, and Alba on the score sheet. Thomas Rongan, I'll echo the same question that our producer Santiago Rodriguez asked you. How did Miami do it? What did they do to negate Philadelphia Union and create their own chances?
Well, first and foremost, they played with the intensity. They matched Philly's intensity, which is huge. You know that, Chris. And they knew there would be a battle, and they didn't shy away from that. And then they hit the Union on the break, and they've been extremely clinical. I think 3 shots, all 3 on target, all 3 goals. That's pretty good. And I think that Tata Martino and his staff and the players looked at Philly, and Philly looked at Miami, who normally builds, with a lot of possession, and then finally tries to create a final third. And they are just totally unexpectedly, I think, giving Jim Curtin and his team an absolute clinic in how to adjust in a game and know where the vulnerabilities are and going, as I said again, as direct as they can. A long ball at first one, a fairly long ball from Sergi Christoph that ends up from Martinez to Messi, and then Taylor finds an overlapping, by the way, in the 43rd or 48th minute, an overlapping left fullback in Jordi Alba. So this team understood that depth would create a lot of problems for this Philadelphia Union team. Stunned. They're in cruise control. Unbelievable. I just showed you a stat. Philadelphia in 100 games had not given up 2 or more goals. In 100 games, they've given up 3 in 45 minutes. Yeah.
Remarkable.
I'm shaking my head. You're shaking your head.
What can you even say? It's
correct.
Remarkable what this Miami team is doing at the moment. They have done it again. They're 3-0 up at halftime, and now are 45 minutes away from a spot in the League's Cup final. We come back. The second half of this one, we'll see if Inter Miami are bound for the League's Cup final. That's next here on WQAM.
Get end of summer savings at Miami Lakes Auto Mall with 0% APR and no payments for 90 days. Save thousands on most new models. Drive the most awarded brand for new vehicle quality by J.D. Power with the highest quality rating across cars, trucks, and SUVs in 2022. Get into a new 2023 Chevy Equinox with 2.9% and no payments for 90 days. In stock now. Find new roads. Miami Lakes Auto Mall at 57th Avenue in the Palmetto or MiamiLakeChevrolet.net. Only for 425-2474 for details.
The PBP, Voices of Baseball, is a podcast about the art and craft of play-by-play, and we're in the middle of an amazing season. Catch up on episodes with Joe Buck, Joe Davis, Pat Hughes, and more, and learn along with me, Matt Spiegel, how the job is done.
It's not just home run Bryce Harper in the Phillies lead. To really do it justice, you got to widen the lens. What does this home run mean?
The PBP, Voices of Baseball. I bring you the people who bring you the game. Listen on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Suicide is something that affects all of us, and we can all play a part in saving lives. Hi, I'm Julie Guy from 101.5 Light FM. Let's make a difference in our community and join me by walking with us on Sunday, October 1st at Tropical Park. We can help spread awareness and understanding by sending the message that help is available. Register today for you and your friends at afsp.org/Miami. Proceeds benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Join me. Register afsp.org/Miami.
Let's get going. Time for the second half. Inter Miami CF on AM 560 Sports WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and streaming on the Odyssey app.
This is Inter Miami on WQAM. Chris Whittingham and Thomas Rongan bringing you the commentary of this one. Miami leading by 3-0 at the break over Philadelphia Union, who are going to make a pair of halftime changes. Jack McGlynn and Mikel Uwa will come on here to try and change the fortune of things. We'll get full confirmation of the substitutions in full in a moment. But Philadelphia trying to bring about change. Some boos coming from the crowd here. That is customary of Philadelphia sports fans who might have come out to the stadium tonight hoping to at least see a competitive game with the Herons. In some ways, the occasion is built up because of the opponent, but also you want to see your home team do well in that occasion. So it's kind of that fine balance of Lionel Messi and Inter Miami make this bigger, but ultimately you want to see your home team win. But really what they've come out to see, which is Messi magic, which is Miami magic, they've gotten in full.
They've gotten in full. And again, I'm looking right now at the end of other players. The continuation of Taylor getting an assist on the elbow goal. The continuation of Joseph Martinez setting up Messi's goal as well. Martinez a goal and an assist. Taylor another assist. It's absolutely brilliant. Those three right now have become lethal for opponents. A sturdy defense, help with Busquets on both sides of the ball. Although battling still a few mistakes. It wasn't a flawless game by far by Inter Miami, but they were just absolutely clinical in their tactical plan and then the execution. And then obviously being able to put those three in the back of the net that totally took Jim Curtin and the Union by surprise. You'll expect a push from the Union early on in the second half. Keeping a clean sheet early on is huge. And then Tata Martino can look at, who do I need to rest? Who don't I want to get injured? And maybe get some younger players an opportunity or some newer players. Let's face it, you don't lose much if you bring on a Paraguayan Gomez.
Yeah.
I would love to see Farias, obviously, and then give maybe a David Ruiz or any other young player an opportunity. And that decision will be made around 65, 70th minute, based again on the scoreline, obviously.
As we are underway with the second half, Inter Miami going from right to left in the second half wearing the all pinks. Philadelphia going from left to right in their dark blue strip with the light blue accents and the gold numbers and letters on the back. And it's Miami in possession here, keeping it with Sergei Krivtsov. Lofted out to the left side, out towards Miller. And on here for Jordi Alba, who will take the first touch forward. And in towards Joseph Martinez. First time back towards Arroyo, who will let it run here for Kamal Miller. A minute gone in the second half. Double changes for Philadelphia coming off. Damian Lowe and Leon Flock. Coming on, Jack McGlynn and Mikel Ua. So going more to their customary 4-4-2 diamond are the Union to try and create more chances and certainly have a more attack-minded view. You might as well, in a knockout tournament where there is a third place game, just go hell for leather. And if you give away a few goals and you give away a few goals, but Union will go down swinging here with McGlynn and Ua on. It'll be a throw into the Union on the right side of the pitch, about 10 yards away from the byline in the attacking third. It'll be Harriel who will launch a long throw in towards the penalty area. Trying to knot it on there was Donovan. Sweeping clear there, Arroyo. First touch awkward there from Glesnes, but comes here for Harriel eventually. Now Martinez in the middle, about 30 yards from goal, with McGlynn having to cut inside. Will eventually flick it out towards Kai Wagner. He gets a cross in. Krivtsov with the volley clearance away. Will go all the way out for a throw, which Wagner will take on the left side. So let's reset the teams for you. Miami with Drake Callender in goal, a right to left back four of DeAndre Yedlin, Sergei Krivtsov, Kamal Miller, and Jordi Alba. A three in midfield of Sergio Busquets, Dixon Arroyo, and Benjamin Kremaski. A forward three of Lionel Messi, Joseph Martinez, and Robert Taylor. As Callender will catch, it was a long ball sent into the area, nodded into the air by Kamal Miller and claimed by Callender. For Philadelphia Union, Andre Blake in goal. A right to left back four of Nathan Harriel, Jack Elliott, Jakub Glesnes, and Kai Wagner as it's given away by Miami. Philly back in possession on the halfway line. In midfield, Jose Martinez, Jesus Bueno, Jack McGlynn, and Daniel Gazdag. Up front, Chris Donovan and Mikel Ua. Now in the middle, Martinez will loft it out towards the left side. Wagner will nod it forward and behind in towards Ua. The big Dane, 28 years of age. He'll get the cross in. Comes off of Krivtsov, comes off of Ua, and it will be a goal kick to Inter Miami.
Yeah, key for Inter Miami right now, which, every coach will say, let's weather the storm in the first 50 minutes. Don't change anything. If we can go direct, we don't. If not, we build, but we don't take any risk. Keep that clean sheet through the first 20 minutes when Philadelphia is forced to push. Take some risk as well, which then the counter potentially could be on again.
Now Yedlin into Kremaski. He's pressed off it there. Miami have hardly had a touch in the Union half of the field. The pressure working here early in the second half as Ua will lay it off here for McGlynn. Softly on there for Martinez, who tries the volleyed effort. struck it sweetly, but always going wide of target there.
And managing games, Chris, with this really revamped team right now, coming back 3-1, 4-2 in a row against Dallas, the gut check. And now managing up on the road against the best defense, or one of the best teams in MLS, 3-0, is something new as well. So how do you deal with that, the comfortability of having a 3-0 lead, not losing your concentration, your shape, and more so your professionalism, and seeing this game out? So again, a little bit of uncharted territory, how to deal with that. Do we sit the fourth, or do we sit in and counter? It's a combination of both.
Taylor putting the challenge in and giving away a free kick on the halfway lines. The ball is played in behind from Philly. Yedlin having to give chase, and he's giving it away. Uwa recovering for Philly, sends a low cross into the area, but no one there in blue to recover there for the Union, as Alaba will play it out the other side and just loft it away. Taylor having it come off him from Martinez, and does roll all the way for a throw into Philadelphia.
Right now, if you can stay mistake-free, which Yamir Yedlin didn't do right there, cuffs the ball up and gives an opportunity. If you play mistake-free or limit your mistakes, you win this game. Heighten your awareness.
Now Wagner playing him in towards Gazdag. Calendar coming off his line and got two hands to it. In the end, settled there ahead of Gazdag. Offside flag was up against Gazdag, who was in behind, and put Calendar under pressure, but it'll be a free kick to Miami.
Very well done by Kamal Miller and Sergi Cristo by holding the line, actually stepping together. You can see now they're scanning each other, knowing where the positions are. When Yedlin and Alba are a little bit in front of them, then you can step as a duo and catch the attackers off sides as well. The one adage is, if there's no pressure on the ball, we call it keep play in front of you. So you want to drop. You don't want to risk with the offside strap and maybe get caught.
Miami pressed off it there again. This time Taylor unable to control Gazdag and McGlynn on the left side. 6 minutes gone in the second half. Miami ahead by 3-0 here. Alba getting the one just before halftime after Messi and Martinez scored early in the first. Taylor receiving in the middle. Now Busquets trying to poke it beyond McGlynn, but McGlynn just having to stand his ground as Busquets presented it to him. Miami hardly out of their own half.
And the hard part right now is if you collapse with your midfield towards your back four, and you can see even Messi's 35 yards out helping defending. When it turns over, your spacing is poor, and all of a sudden there are no really good outlets. It's important when it turns over. That Joseph needs to give you a little bit of depth, that you need to width in your game. Much better right here. You can look at the spacing right now. Chris, so much better in the build-up.
Arroyo carrying it forward there on the ball from Busquets. Now Arroyo getting it back.
Shape on both sides of the ball have improved so much with 3 or 4 better players. Incredible how other players become 20, 30% better as well.
Taylor receiving with back to goal. Having to turn away from Harriel. Get going forward. Trying to slide it in behind him towards Alba. Came off of Bueno, but it did stay in play. Martino was motioning there for a free kick, or rather a throw into Miami, as Arroyo does well to get in the way. Now Busquets leaving it there for Alba into Messi, and Messi can get going forward. Messi at full stretch. Messi running at this defense, slides into Joseph Martinez. He leaves it for Kremaski to receive on the right side of the penalty area. He now has to get turned as it just had a bit too much pace on it. And now back here for Yedlin, into the middle here with Arroyo. And Miami now with the spell of possession in the Philly half for the first time in this second 45 minutes. Taylor with Alba. Only the one option in the area is Joseph Martinez, so we'll have to settle it here with Taylor. We'll go all the way back to Kamal Miller, who'll go all the way back to Drake Calendar. They look like the break is on. Messi charging at the defense. Busquets first time out for Miller. Now in towards Taylor. The flick in towards Alba is given away, and Harriel does well to find Gazdag in the middle. Now Uwa taking the step back there ahead of Busquets and sliding it back to Glesnes. Come forward from center back. In the middle here with Bueno, Venezuelan midfielder. He's not really in favor at the start of the season, playing actually in the Union's second side, Philadelphia Union 2 and MLS Next Pro, but he's earned some minutes as the cross comes in. Nice touch there from Donovan in towards the penalty area, and Khrushchev just having to launch it clear. Bueno unable to control. Martinez now will hit the cross and Calendar off his line. Two-fisted punch. gets rid. Now Bueno couldn't control. Well done there from Taylor, and now Martinez can get his head up and get going forward. He's got Kremaski and Messi with him. He'll play it towards Messi. Messi now running in the defense. Messi into Kremaski, who's in behind. Kremaski will go with the cross in towards Martinez, and he's overcooked it. Martinez, though, can't play it out the other side. The strike was probably the option there. Now Alba coming well forward. Alba now into the middle with Arroyo. He's got Messi with him. Instead, he'll play here with Yedlin. Yedlin giving it to Messi, who can go towards goal. Messi into Martinez in the penalty area. He also puts the cross in towards the back stick. And Wagner with an easy chest back for Andre Blake. Poor crossing there from Inter Miami in wide areas.
Just a quick note here, Chris.
It's in behind, in towards Ua. But let it run here for Donovan, who's in behind. Chris Donovan can put it in the back of the net, and he sailed it over the bar. He also might have been offside, but it's a goal kick and a huge sitter miss there by Chris Donovan.
Yeah. Re and rest organization. I was taught real early on, and I'm telling you, that's sexy smart. Donovan continues his run. He's on sides as well. But going back, re and rest organization means when you're really far away from the ball, and your team has the ball attacking, that's when you're going to heighten your awareness. You can tune up. And all of a sudden, boom, it turns over. One direct ball, and both Sergio and Kamal Miller out to lunch a little bit. But my peeps, I got underground peeps in London, all right? So Messi's free kick, or goal, measured 36.3 yards. Okay? Last time Messi scored a goal further, which is 38.8 yards, which is 2012 against Mallorca.
Wow.
Thanks, guys, from London, underground.
More than 10 years ago it's been since Messi scored a goal from that distance, which he did in the 20th minute of play to give Miami their second goal on the night. They now lead by 3-0 with 56 minutes gone in this game, this semifinal. Miami will be through to the League's Cup final with a win. And will confirm a place in next year's CONCACAF Champions Cup. As Gazdag gets turned ahead of Krusov, tries to meg him. Gazdag picking it up out the other side. And it came off of Busquets last and away for a corner. The Miami players are appealing for a free kick to Miami, but it'll be a corner to Philly. It will be Wagner to take the corner from the left side. Just bluffed it in towards that penalty spot. Comes for Nathan Harriel, shouts for handball. He tries to strike, and it is given as handball against Nathan Harriel, the right-sided defender for Philadelphia Union, and a free kick to Miami.
Yeah, to be expected. I mean, Philadelphia's thrown everything forward as they can, and all of a sudden, that systematical change, the injection of two players, go back to a back four, and all of a sudden those midfielders can play a little bit higher up the pitch, which out of that 3-5-2, both Harriel and Wagner had to be aware of what's behind them, and Tata is saying, you know what, I'm going to come back with another move. You make your move first. Now I'm going to make my move as well.
Yeah, Tata Martino is going to bring on a double substitution in the next stoppage. Leo Campana and Diego Gomez being ready to come on.
Yeah, and you see that pattern too. Slowly but surely, that's what coaches do over time. You find out who's the guys that come off the bench that can help you. Leo did the last guy, and so did Diego Gomez. The guys that were sacrificed were Benja Kamansky and Joseph Martinez. Let's see if that pattern holds.
Now Miller didn't want to go back to Calendar, so he continues to play. Yedlin will leave it for Krivtsov. Good play out of the back here for Miami. As Kremaski gets turned, does well to flick it on for Busquets, and now Messi can get turned and get his head up. Taylor is in space. Taylor now approaching the area, tries to square ball in towards Joseph Martinez, but it was Elliott in the way. And now Martinez to get forward for Philadelphia Union. Going beyond Arroyo. Into the middle here with Bueno. Has options on the left, but he can't get it there. Goes wide to Donovan on the right side. Jordi Alba doing well to hold him up. Now left here for Jose Martinez on the right side. He tries to get the cross away and just pings it off of Alba and away for a corner to Philadelphia Union.
Robert Taylor can just get his head up more often. He knows if he scans it, and you can see Messi's body language a little bit. Oh my God. Because Joseph is taking somebody away. That lane in zone 14 for Messi was completely over again for the first touch far post. Thanks for coming.
And now Wagner will take the corner from the right side. Lofted in towards the back post. Calendar high into the air. He got hands to it, but it's still available in the area. Kremaski getting rid of it further still.
Yeah, a lot of contact there. First time that Drake has dropped something. All his hands are very good.
Now Wagner to get the cross in. Free header is on. Another save from Calendar comes for Gazdag, who gets turned and he skies this effort. It was Donovan's initial header. I believe that Gazdag was offside, but that's another enormous save from Drake Calendar.
Absolutely. That's, one of the best I've seen in a long time. He has to come one way with his body weight, and then that strong right arm. What a great reaction save. Big time. And although it was offsides, Drake Calendar has stood tall again. Wow. What a save. One of the reasons why he's in contention with 3 or 4 other goalkeepers to be part of the U.S. men's national team going forward, and correctly so. It's amazing, yeah? Nick Marshman, the starter, gets injured, and Drake Kellner says, it's mine, and Nick has been bought out. That's the way, the harsh reality also of football.
Well, remember at the time, it was also Clement Diop who was the backup to Nick Marsman.
Good point.
And then Diop gets hurt and allowed Calendar to step into the game. So as a third-string goalkeeper at the start of last year to the U.S. men's national team with the Nations League side in the summer, it's been a remarkable 18 months for Drake Calendar, and now going from strength to strength and putting in some big saves here. As you did have the double change, it was not the exact substitution that we saw in that previous match for Miami against Charlotte. It's Joseph Martinez off for Campana. We did see that one, but it's Taylor who makes way for Diego Gomez, who will play in that position on the left. Now
Which
Messi.
Again, is perfect. The Joseph and Leo is an obvious one. And then you go, who is playing better at this particular time? And Benja Kremansky right now is playing better than Taylor. So again, the right choice.
Gomez does well to receive, being harried there by Bueno. Does well to keep it. Kremaski back here for Busquets now. Wide to the left here with Arroyo. Always looking for the option with Messi, but instead goes wide with Alba. Now Arroyo. Switch the point of attack and loft it out towards Yedlin, who'll try not it behind it towards Campana. Elliott in the way, and he'll just smash away for a throw into Inter Miami.
And Arroyo can play that ball because Busquets says, I come towards you, but I don't want it. I'm just going to move somebody out of that space. And then Yedlin is on. Brilliant off-the-ball movement. Body language telling Arroyo, don't play me, bypass me, because Yedlin is on. Wonderful.
Miami ahead by 3-0 in the 62nd minute of play in this Leagues Cup semifinal, as DeAndre Yedlin is going to get a yellow card here for time wasting. Saw a lot of these in the Premier League at the weekend, and now Yedlin gets a yellow card here in Leagues Cup.
And maybe, Chris, you can explain to our audience, yellow card accumulation going towards the final. Is there?
Yeah, there's no issues for Miami from a yellow card standpoint, as the yellow card situation did reset after the round of 16 stage.
And
so,
the brightest in the business.
At no risk of losing any players to the final, unless they get red carded in this game. Gomez playing the 1-2 there with Arroyo, tried to return it quickly, but a couple of Union players in the way. Campana, though, putting himself about, and he's won it back for Miami. Alba comes off him last, but a challenge in there on Martinez does result in a free kick to Philadelphia Union.
Yep. He let play continue, thinking that Philly might get possession, did not, and that's a foul from Leo Campana on Martinez. So far, again, well-managed game. Not an easy game on the onset on paper, but it's become fairly well officiated, very well officiated by the Mexican referee.
Now Glesnes on the right side. It's a challenge coming in there from Gomez. It's a strong one, but he won the ball. Forward there from Bueno, but it's straight at Sergei Krivtsov, who settles here with Kremaski.
Yeah, Glesnes can strike balls from distance, but also very good scouting. We've seen Glesnes out of that back 3 in the first half, now back 4, more on the ball than anybody else, because technically he's the weakest. Again, good coaching. Let him have the ball, pounce on him, he'll turn it over.
Now Martinez running it back here for the Union. Bueno with a challenge from behind coming there from Gomez, and arm up high as well on Bueno. Gomez going down, the referee is going to stop play as Gomez was grabbing at his face.
That's going to
he
go
felt
to
like
VAR.
He was caught there.
That's going to go to VAR.
Let's see.
Lined them up absolutely, Chris.
He's actually grabbing at his throat, Diego Gomez. Bueno going over to apologize, and Busquets is now lobbying the referee, Daniel Quintero, to perhaps have that further look on VAR.
There is an arm, but I say right now, not enough for me. He's protecting himself. He knows pressure is coming. He knows contact is coming. And that's what you're still taught. Get your arms up a little bit. Don't swing. Make yourself a little bit bigger and protect yourself. To me, that's a no call. Or it is a call, but not a yellow card. Let's put it that way.
As Messi and Yedlin are now talking to the referee. I think Messi is saying that it was an elbow up high. The Mexican referee, Daniel Quintero, appears to be explaining his case to Lionel Messi.
Just put yourself in the Mexican's referee. And Messi he's not emotional.
No.
And he's trying to explain tactically or whatever that this is a movement, which I don't really think it was, but having Messi here 3 or 4 times in a very professional way. All referees are human. Cruyff always said to me, I need to know the personality of the referee. I go, what do you mean? Yeah. Can I be hard? Do I need to stroke him? How do we get him on our side?
Yeah.
That's part of tactics too, TR. Went, okay. And it is.
No question. And
I was great in working the fourth referee. Just before, when the halftime whistle blow, I would give him 2 great points. And I knew immediately when they would go in the tunnel, he would address it with the head referee because it was right still in his head.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm telling you, sometimes 2 or 3 calls in the 50-50s happen to go your way. They're human.
As Diego Gomez will come back on, no further look at it from the referee. No discipline given there to Jesus Bueno, so we play on as it's into Campana, who was being harried there, but he couldn't quite find it with Messi.
How often do you want to say to the GOAT, you're wrong?
As Ua trying to cut inside there of Krivtsov. Now Yedlin able to keep it in play, and he'll give it to the Ukrainian Krivtsov. Going ahead of the season after a successful club career with Shakhtar Donetsk in Ukraine as Messi will poke it there off of Bueno. Couldn't quite keep it there with Miami. Now Martinez getting turned. Kremaski was in the way of his forward ball, but it does come from McGlynn. Crossing wide there from Wagner does get deflected away for a throw-in to Philadelphia. 67th minute, Philadelphia 0, Miami 3. Glesnes now. Might he have a hit from long range? The appeals for shoot as he'll instead play the 1-2 edge of the area. Here's Chris Donovan. Wide for Wagner in free space to put the cross in towards Makelua, towards the back post. They claim for Glesnes, and he puts it over. About 3 yards from goal. Glesnes couldn't keep his effort down, and another chance gone begging for the Union.
Yeah, as clinical as we've been, the Philadelphia Union had about 3 or 4 half chances, I call these. And thank God it falls for a center back again that's better in the air in those situations than with his feet. With the little flick, far post, if that's on target, they're back in this game at 3-1. So that's the hard dilemma for Tata Martino too. Do you want to make sure none of your big 2 or 3 players get injured? When do you make those changes? And when do you allow the players, which I think with the big timers, Alpive said, I'm fine, I want to play 90. He played 90. And Messi always wanted to play 90. So does Busquets. But you got to do what's right for the team. A potential big final coming up. And a Open Cup semifinal.
As Donovan has played in behind, he could be onside again. In towards the penalty area, inside of Alba. Comes for Bueno. Now the strike could be on here for Gazdag with the sliding deflection the way. Donovan tried the acrobatics. That was sensational. But it came across the area and dealt with there by Arroyo. But again, the Union finding space. Now in behind Gomez, in towards Campana. He's onside. Campana barely down on goal. Campana in towards the bottom corner. Save there from Blake. Now Campana towards Messi. Could still come from Lionel Messi. With the block in there from Elliott off the line. It was nearly a 10th in League's Cup for Leo Messi. The offside flag is up at the end of all of it. Wow. Nearly a 4th on a couple of occasions there.
Now comes the point with 20 minutes left that really Jim Curtin's got to go totally for broke. And that might also force then Tata Martino to maybe have to insert another midfielder or maybe even a defender based on the moves that Jim Curtin is making, and still keeping in mind that you don't want to lose your big guys. We've all heard from the little ankle tweak that Messi had, but he looks like he's good. The smile on his face, the little smirk there. Leo Campana looking again for Messi as he did in the last game, where he connected on the assist for Messi's fourth goal against Charlotte.
So another change coming on as well in the midst of all that. Quinn Sullivan coming on for Chris Donovan, also Alejandro Bedoya coming on for Jesus Bueno as Gomez has to come off him last and away for a throw. Another double change brought on by Jim Curtin to try and change the fortunes of this one. Here's Wagner on the left.
And again, a great exercise, being up 3-0.
Now laid off there by Bedoya. Wide here for Harriel. His low cross in towards the penalty area. Takes a deflection all the way towards the back post. Yedlin will just let it run out. It'll be a goal kick to Inter Miami.
And I think that Tata Martino, which he did, by the way, in the last game, when Charlotte came back in the game a little bit, and we became passive in our defending, lost a little aggression, and he said all of a sudden, hey, here you go, Gomez. Here you go, David Ruiz. Two guys that want to get stuck in to elevate, again, the aggression and intensity of the team, which they've lost. We've lost a little bit, because I know what it's like as a player. 3-0, 20 minutes left, game over. No, it's not. And that's the exercise right now. Keep a clean sheet. Score a fourth if you can. If not, see this game out.
Here's Gazdag. The long goal kick of Callender. Glesnes now for Philadelphia Union. Play in towards Gazdag. Challenge from behind there from Busquets has won it. And now Gomez leaving it there with Arroyo in the middle with Busquets. Forward into Kremaski, who wanted to let it run towards Messi, but Kremaski receiving it there. Krzysztof now out towards Campano. He's got the big chest, able to take it down, but unable to play that next pass.
Yeah, Miami's struggling right now in trying to possess this game, which is a 3-0. You want to, obviously, but give the Philadelphia Union some credit. They're really creating some havoc now on both sides of the ball. Extremely aggressive in their approach.
Now Harriel on the right side. Gets a little cross in, takes a deflection off of Gomez. It'll be away for a corner to Philadelphia Union. Miami still slightly outpossessing the Union in the second half. On the night, 56% the way of Miami. Union have had 14 shots in this game to Miami's 3. All 3 of those for Miami went in.
That's why I love it. It's insane.
It'll be a corner to come from the right side. Wagner over to take it. It'll be an in-swinging delivery with his left boot. 72 minutes gone. Union 0, Miami 3. Here's Wagner's crossing into the near post. Took a couple of deflections, and it came for Ali Bedoya, who goes with the outside of the boot and scores for Philadelphia Union. A lifeline here for Philadelphia as it gets beyond calendar. Clean sheet gone for Miami as it's Philadelphia 1, Miami 3.
And well-deserved for Philadelphia, who had 2 or 3 other great half chances. A brilliant save by Callender to keep it at 3-0, and sooner or later you knew that the continuation of the pressure, the continuation of putting balls through the open play or set pieces inside the 18-yard box, that Philly will get a sniff somewhere, which they did right now. Not great defending. Blake Callender or Drake completely out of position, and Bedoya goes, thanks for coming, outside of the right foot. And yes, he's going, we're back in this.
Outside of the boot, through the legs of Yedlin.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty sensational finish, to be fair.
Yes.
And it's Bedoya who gets the goal for Philadelphia Union on their 15th shot on the night. And they do finally get one, as a change will now be made by Miami. And Kremaski will be helped off the field by the referee, and David Ruiz will come on for him. So young midfielder for young midfielder.
But at this particular time, Tata Martino goes, David Ruiz plays always on the edge of getting cards, which he did for Inter Miami. A double yellow was a red. And then a week later with his national team as well. But that's what Inter Miami needs right now.
Ruiz is played it straight away by Messi, right side of the pitch. Having to get turned, having to find the next pass. Hauled off it there by Wagner. It'll be a throw-in to the Union. Now Elliott running out from his own end. Blake now will be pressured here by Campana. He'll go with the left boot, long and up towards Wagner. Nice passing here from Philly. Arroyo getting a boot to it. It was high, though. Might have caught a Union player. Referee allowing play to continue. Arroyo putting in the challenge, and Yedlin just smashing the ball high up into the air. Campana trying to track it. A little bump it towards Glesnes, and Campana got a touch, but Bedoya able to recover it for Philly. Now Martinez playing it forward. Bit of impetus here for Philly. Only 2 goals down now. Herriel cutting inside. Plays it square here with Martinez. A little more than a quarter of an hour remaining. Miami 3, Union 1. Cross in there from Wagner. Miller measuring the header. He gets rid. Out towards the left side of the pitch. Gomez trying to keep it in play there for Miami, but comes away for a throw into Philly. Gazdag into Sullivan. Gomez with a boot in the way. And it came there from Martinez, who's gone down. It was non-contact. It looked like he was stretching. He's grabbing at what appears to be his groin muscle. And real concerns here for Jose Martinez is he's gone down from a non-contact injury. It looked like a stretch, and it looked like something went. Philly only have the 1 sub available left to them. Wouldn't want to use it on an injury here for Martinez, but they might have to. A big figure in that midfield, not just for tonight. This could be a potentially big loss here for the run into the season. Philadelphia Union not only have Leagues Cup hopes, but MLS Cup hopes as well. They might have just lost an important part of their midfield. There's really nothing in it. It's just stretching to win it back. Something went in the left side of his upper leg area. Looked like a groin pull, but obviously don't want to speculate as he's held back up to his feet.
It seems to be okay. And it could not have happened at a better point right now because Philly is really knocking on the door. This game is far from over now. Chris Whittingham, a poor clearance or accidental clearance by first Sergi, falls actually awkwardly against Busquets' legs and then bounces for Bedoya, who then acrobatically just said falling away off balance. Gets it through Yetlin's leg and 3-1, and crowd back into it, Philly back into it.
Now Herriel on the right side for Philly. Philadelphia playing on without Martinez for the moment. McGlynn into the area into Quinn Sullivan, the young substitute. Herriel's low cross comes towards the penalty spot. Left for Sullivan. Takes a deflection, and it's gone wide. Oh, what a chance there. It was a strike towards goal from Sullivan. It came off of Gazdag, and it goes away for a goal kick, but the offside flag coming up against Gazdag. Again, Philly knocking on the door. They've created all sorts of chances in the second half.
Yeah, they certainly have. And one of the reasons is because now that back 4 and midfield 4 collapse very early inside the 18-yard box, giving Philly opportunities to go out wide, and then that's where they're best. Just pumping balls inside the 18-yard box, and anything can happen. As you can see in the set piece, a deflection of Busquets falls for Bedoya. That's what they're preying on. So Inter Miami really need to get their lines up and force Philly to play through all 3/3 of the field instead of just dropping quickly and ending up eventually without any pressure on the ball, centrally or out wide inside their 18-yard box. I'm sure that Tata Martino is saying right now, come on, we've got to get our lines up. We've got to maintain some semblance of possession to get the momentum switching from Philly at least towards Inter Miami.
Yedlin took a while over that throw-in, drew the attention of the crowd. Crowd are begging for a second yellow card for time wasting given against Yedlin as it's in behind him towards Uwa. Krzysztof just marching out of play. A shove in the back then from Uwa. It's going to be a goal kick, but the referee will have to deal with that situation.
Interesting to see right now, too, is Tata Martino goes, you know what, get our lines up, let Drake Callender get it past midfield, look for Leo Campana for a flick on, or at least battle for that second ball far away from goal. Don't worry about build-up right now. And again, managing a 3-1 lead on the road against a team that has really momentum right now. Another great test for this team That's only in their 6th game together after all these changes. Well done. There you go.
Campana high into the air to win the header. It's on for Gomez, but the referee, after some deliberation, giving it as a free kick against Campana for his strong challenge. Now, Wagner on the left side. A little more than 10 minutes left to play. Ruiz with the challenge on Wagner. Referee giving advantage for now. Switch hit out to the right side towards Harriel. Comes heavily off his chest. Gomez getting a piece of it. Now Glesnes, back heel flick to Harriel. Into the middle here with McGlynn. He gets turned. Miami leading by 3-1, but it's the Union in control in this second half. Inside of Ruiz goes Wagner. He goes down. Ruiz put him off ever so slightly. It does come for Sullivan, though, on the left side. Back here towards Wagner, who again stretches to try and win it. And it comes off him last and away for a throw.
Defending. And I must say, Leo Campana is putting himself around. And again, David Ruiz, that's your calling card right now. Be aggressive. Hunt. And all of a sudden, Philly turns the ball over as well. This is the hard part for Tata Martino now, too. I don't want to take all my technical players up there because we're still going to maintain possession. But I also want a little level of mental and physical aggression. That's why you see David Ruiz. It wouldn't surprise me if Ulloa comes in as well. He's been there, done that. Hard guy. Brilliant. Coaching.
Now Miller. And Krivtsov. Miami able to spread it about now. Ruiz is taking up a position on this right side. Messi coming more in field.
Smart.
Ruiz pushed over there. Wagner is really having a go at the referee.
Yeah. Inviting a little bit of contact, and then just go straight down. I'll tell you, 99 out of 100 times, the referee will give that in your favor. Well done for the youngster.
And Messi trying to put it back in play quickly, and it will eventually come for Ruiz as Martinez went for. He's back on the pitch. Martinez, another challenge on Ruiz, who's won another free kick.
I'm looking at the clock right now. Between the pressure that forced Philadelphia to play the ball out of bounds, between the 2 consecutive fouls that David Ruiz creates right now, 1 minute, 28 seconds off the clock. That's time management. Well done.
Ruiz slow to get up as well, was motioning towards his left shoulder, but he's back to his feet. Free kick to come for Miami, 82nd minute. Herons up by 2 goals. 3-1. Martinez, Messi, Alba on the score sheet. Bedoya with one back in the 73rd minute for Philly. Free kick to come from the right. Messi wants the option, being able to take it short here with Ruiz.
And ask for the 10 yards.
And now Messi will play here with David Ruiz. Will cut inside of McGlynn. Play the 1-2 here. Busquets nicely left back for Messi. This is brilliant play. He eventually plays it out to Alba on the left side. A first-time cross is the free header for Diego Gomez, but he couldn't quite keep it down. Got underneath it, harmlessly away for a goal kick. Now towards the left side. There'll be a throw in here to Miami as Miami have done well just to take the sting out of this a little bit. He was cooled down after Philly got there first. Now Messi receiving it back to goal and just lofts a blind ball out towards Jordi Alba, and obviously flawlessly on point. Now Alba tries to play it square there in towards Gomez, but Bedoya was in the way. Now Arroyo to win it back. He's done so for Busquets. Slides it wide here to Messi on the right side with Yedlin and plenty of space to run into. He'll charge towards goal. Yedlin in behind it to Ruiz, who's onside. Ruiz slides it towards that bottom corner and scored. And Miami are Leagues Cup final bound. David Ruiz getting the goal. His second for the club, and the Academy product has sent Inter Miami to the Leagues Cup final. 4-1 over Philadelphia Union in the 84th minute.
Talking about a substitution making a difference. We just talked about the ability for him to draw fouls, the ability to press and force mistakes at Philly, and then the ability in tight spaces to get there. Messi finds the overlapping Yedlin, that little diagonal run. Blake comes out and goes far post. That's a number 9 poacher goal. But David Ruiz, As you said, Chris, game over. What a brilliant execution. Messi dropping into midfield, bringing two people with him. Yetland running off his shoulder. David Ruiz timing his run perfectly. Wow. That's 18 shots for Philly, 4 for Miami, correct me if I'm wrong, and all 4 goals. Is that clinical, Chris Whittingham?
Absolutely incredible. Miami 4-1 up now. And that, by the way, another assist for DeAndre Yedlin, his second of League's Cup and his 5th overall in all competitions. He's played some fantastic passes, played the ball for the second goal last Friday night against Charlotte for Robert Taylor, which is perfection as well, as Busquets works his way out of the trouble. And now it really seems like the wind is fully out of the sails of Philadelphia.
Chris, I think did the last Inter Miami road game against Philly when 6 academy kids ended up in the field at the end and moved forward, and we all said, might be tough for the youngsters to get time. Benjar Kramansky making an impact. David Ruiz still getting the confidence of Tata Martino, making an impact. Absolutely brilliant. And another secondary assist of Leo Messi, finding the overlapping Yetland, as you said. You got Alba with 2 assists in the last few games.
And now Messi's running at this defense. Messi with challenges coming from all sides, but he still manages to evade them. Messi now getting it back there from Alba. Yedlin giving it back to Messi on the right side. Messi flicks it back towards Yedlin, who's harried there by Elliott. Couldn't quite get the flick in behind. And now back here to the center circle with Miller. Philadelphia looked defeated.
Hey, it wasn't easy, Chris. Philly threw everything at us, did score, and all of a sudden, the changes, the subs that Tata Martino changed the course of this game, and all of a sudden it looks like a pretty comfortable 4-1 win on the road against a team that had not conceded more than 2 goals in over 100 home games.
As Gomez puts it out of play, I think he thought that somebody was injured, but instead it will be a double change coming here. McVeigh on for Dixon Arroyo, and Noah Allen on for Jordi Alba.
Nice. Again, giving a youngster the trust, taking Alba off. McVeigh, who can play the position, and probably right now is his better position because he's been lacking some confidence as a center back. Let him play next to Sergio Busquets. Or go to a back 5, which is happening, Chris.
Now Torres on as a sub for Philadelphia. McGlynn on the left side. Off to the middle here with Glesnes. Glesnes approaching goal. Will slide it wide here for Martinez, who is fine from a health standpoint after an earlier injury scare. He gets the cross in and straightforward catching practice there for Drake Callender. Inter Miami 4-1 up here. This League's Cup has been a dream. Messi arrives, scores a free kick with the last kick of the opening game against Cruz Azul, and they've gone from strength to strength. McGlynn has it here for Philly. Wide here for Harriel. In towards the middle, comes off of Martinez, will go away for a throw. Miami then smashed Atlanta United by 4-0. Then beat Orlando at Drive Pink Stadium by 3-1 in the round of 32. Played that bonkers 4-4 with FC Dallas, eventually winning in a penalty shootout. And then back at home, scoring 4 against Charlotte, now scored 4 against Philadelphia Union. They scored 21 goals in 6 games, TR.
And on 4 shots against a 3-time All-Star, Mr. Blake.
Yep.
Wow. And by the way, who called 4-1?
Our producer, Danny Garcia, back at WQAM.
And we all went.
And our lead-in show, we looked at each other going,
what is he smoking?
4-1. Harriel, square there with Sullivan. And Martinez will loft the cross in. It's a free header there for Bedoya, but it's over his head. It'll go away for a goal kick. The fans that came out to see Messi magic came for a big occasion, a Leagues Cup semifinal, have been treated to a Tata Martino masterclass.
And by the way, you know, when you win this, you get in the
CONCACAF Champions Cup.
Give me another. What's coming to this country with 32
The
teams?
Club World Cup in 2025.
Boom.
But Miami have to win that tournament. It could
That's
be,
what I just said.
It could
if
be
you
difficult.
Win the tournament,
which, by the way, if they win this Leagues Cup, they get through the first round of that tournament on a bye. That is one of the prizes on offer in Leagues Cup.
I want to win this, and I want to play Manchester City in our first game. Here in the United States.
Already confirmed with a position in that 32-team Club World Cup, an expanded version of the format, which is normally just an 8-team Club World Cup with just the champions of the 7 qualifying regions and whoever the host is. As Gomez plays it on here for Messi. Nearing on 90 minutes gone. See how much stoppage time gets added at the end of this. Gomez trying to return it for Messi, but just a bit overcooked. We want one more bit of magic, TR. Martinez will go forward there into Ua. On for Quinn Sullivan in the penalty here. Nice cutback, but Noah Allen with the covering defending, smacking it into the stand. That's a minimum of 3 minutes added at the end of the 90.
So many great things about Gomez, because I've looked at some tape. So did I with Facundo Farias. Just to the end. In the last few games, 9 out of 10 times when he's tried to connect with Messi, just didn't get the right balance or the right pass. It's going to happen because he can play.
As the corner will get swung in towards the back post, massively overhit there from Wagner. I think you can see the deflated body language on this Philadelphia Union team. Obviously, the priority now is this Leagues Cup final, a spot in next year's CONCACAF Champions Cup, a Leagues Cup semifinal to come, or rather an Open Cup semifinal to come. And Miami could have 2 trophies in the bag by the time they hit October, which is remarkable. However, do you continue to press your luck and start to dream? Miami can beat anybody now. If you win 8, maybe 9 games in the run-in of your last 12 games, you can make the MLS Cup playoffs. Is Miami going to be thinking in those terms?
I'm just blown away that we're just blowing people out of the water. You just mentioned 3-1, 4-1, 4-0, 4-0. I thought this would be a very tight affair.
Campana receives, so played into space. Noah Allen getting well forward towards the left side. Look for a moment like it was a numerical advantage counterattack for Miami, but Allen being harried there by Martinez is now swinging at him as well. It'll be a free kick.
The youngsters have done really well that came in, held their composures, drawing fouls, and don't retaliate, which Ruiz has done in the past as well. Look at Noah Allen, so comfortable the ball, seeking that Martinez.
Allen was trying to shove him away to get off him. Messi now having a word with Martinez there. Messi sticking up for his teammate Noah Allen. Busquets now having to get in the face of Martinez. Bedoya trying to help Martinez away. Campana having a word now. And the full Inter Miami side getting involved there, having a go at Jose Martinez.
Love that too, by the way. Not 1 or 2, the whole team, including your captain.
And that camaraderie that we've seen from Messi already.
Mm-hmm.
Messi, we getting another look at him having a go at Martinez. None too pleased. Do you think we might have had someone run onto the pitch here, latter stages?
I just love my people. This time is the underground people in Amsterdam. I'll mention it a little bit later.
This will be a free kick to come from the left side. Messi is being told to wait, or I believe they can clear the invader of the pitch. Security now lining the borders of the Subaru Park pitch. Now, Messi will whip it into the penalty area. Campana trying to track it, headed away. Ruiz will keep it here with Miller. On there from Sullivan. Allen, though, too, at first, and Ruiz will keep it here for Miami. Challenge from behind. Free kick given. And now the referee will blow the full-time whistle. Inter Miami are through to the final of Leagues Cup. 6 wins in a row. Inter Miami will be playing for a trophy on Saturday night at DraftKings Stadium, and they'll be playing CONCACAF Champions Cup football in 2024. What a start to the Messi era. 6 wins from 6, 21 goals, and Miami are playing for domestic silverware on Saturday night.
Absolutely amazing. And going back to my peeps on downtown underground Amsterdam, as you said, Inter Miami scored 4 goals in 4 of their 6 league games. They scored 4 more goals just 3 times in their first 122 games in their first 4 years in existence, Chris. Every game we're breaking milestones. And how good is this? Not only because the GOAT, obviously, is leading the way, but he's leading the way in so many different ways. As the leader, as the motivator, as the protector of his young guys, getting in phases where he feels things have not gone their way, helping defensively. And anybody that thinks, hey, you know what? This is not very good. Well, this has been the best defense by far in MLS for many, many years. And we've got 4. And 1 from distance from Messi. The first one of Martinez obviously opens it up. Taylor involved in an assist. Alba just before the half going to 3-0. Weathering the storm those first 20 minutes. Allowing Bedoya off the bench to get back in. And all of a sudden the crowd goes, we believe, for 20 minutes left. And then the dagger to make it 4-1. Game over by the youngster David Ruiz. Excellent performance. Great coaching again. And yes, Chris, they and we are going to a final for the first time in the history of Inter Miami. How special is this?
Amazing. Absolutely amazing. And again, that final will either be on Saturday at DraftKings Stadium or Saturday in Nashville. Depends on the result of the semifinal, which will get started a little after 9:30. Nashville SC playing host to CF Monterrey. Miami, should they want to host this final, will be Monterrey fans tonight as it finishes at full time. Inter Miami 4, Philadelphia Union 1, Miami through to the Leagues Cup final. We'll wrap it up next with our Celsius postgame show.
Thanks for listening to MLS Action with Inter Miami CF, presented by Celsius Essential Energy Drinks. Listen to Inter Miami CF here, AM 560 Sports WQAM, FM 99.9 HD2, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
Brought to you by Celsius, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF. Pass to Celsius. Celsius. Still Celsius. Goal! Celsius Essential Energy Drinks, the official energy drink of Inter Miami CF.
Sports lives here. WQAM Miami, WPOW HD2 Miami, WKIS HD2 Boca Raton, the home of the Heat, Hurricanes, Panthers, and Inter Miami.
Powered by Anajar and Levine Accident Attorneys.
And Odyssey Station.
What does summer sound like in a new Chevy? Find the best way to the ballpark with the Chevy Equinox navigation system. Load up the kayaks with room to spare in the spacious Chevy Trailblazer with 60/40 split folding rear seats. Haul out the camper and spend a night roasting marshmallows with the Chevy Silverado. Or feel the roar of the crowd and bring the whole crew along in the Chevy Traverse with seating for up to 8. So what are you waiting for? Click now and find summer happiness in a new Chevy. See your South Florida Chevy dealer. Traverse seating up to 8 standard and LS available on LT with second row bench seat, RS Premier, and High Country seat 7.
Suicide is something that affects all of us, and we can all play a part in saving lives. Hi, I'm Julie Guy from 101.5 Light FM. Let's make a difference in our community and join me by walking with us on Sunday, October 1st at Tropical Park. We can help spread awareness and understanding by sending the message that help is available. Register today for you and your friends at afsp.org/Miami. Proceeds benefit the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention. Join me. Register afsp.org/Miami.
Odyssey's I'm Listening is our commitment to more mental health conversations. Here's Corey Taylor of Slipknot on getting the help you need.
When people feel like they can't get any help, that's when they isolate and that's when they hurt themselves. Find what works. If it's medication, it's medication. If it's therapy, it's therapy. If it's both, it's both. But don't be afraid to try both. You know, there's nothing wrong with admitting that you need help.
Talk saves lives. For more mental health conversations, visit imlistening.org.
This is an important
possession, throughout. Let's go back to the first half a little bit here. And I think what stung everybody is that early goal, the fastest one Inter Miami has scored in Leagues Cup. I know they got a few from Inter Miami's Lionel Messi in the 6th, 7th, and 8th minutes, but in this game, I thought Christoph right off the top played a ball 50 yards forward, caught everybody off guard out of the back. Joseph Martinez had that opening goal. From then on, I'm not saying, Shannon, that the game's over. I'm just saying it was just a shocking moment that everybody was just caught off guard very early in this game.
Some people didn't even settle into their seats yet before the first goal was scored. So it's just a disappointing first half. I think the Union defense was poor tonight, and it's just a simple drop off, keep things in front of you. They let the first ball go over their head with no pressure on the ball. Those are simple things that this Union team and these Union defenders know, and it's just a lapse of focus, not only by Damian Lowe, but also by Elliott. And it stings when you give up a goal 3 minutes into a semifinal.
It was a topsy-turvy game, and that's probably being kind from the back line for the Union tonight, as Shannon just described. Probably not the best nights for Lowe, who got subbed off at half. Jack Elliott, Glesnes got high, picked his moments to get forward like he's often been doing in this Leagues Cup. Kai Wagner played very well, getting up high off the left. But when you read online in the papers tomorrow, just following us, hear about it on the airwaves here on 97.5, The Fanatic, that the Union lost 4-1, you would say, well, the Union didn't get any chances and Messi beat the team. I don't think that's the case. Messi did score after that third goal 17 minutes later, which I think, if Blake saves to his left, again, it came from distance. I think it shocked Andre Blake, as you said, quite rightly in the first half, that one even was laced by Messi 35 yards away from goal and beat Andre. But Gazdag, if he nails one in the 8th minute, he had a chance from Kai Wagner to the left of our broadcast booth, played one in the Gazdag, 1v1 against Callender, who came out, made himself big, kicked his left hand out, and made the save with the left side of his body to rub Danny. Danny had a few chances, really the only one in the first half. If Danny scores there, and I know this is all hindsight, Shannon, but it's a new game. And the Union, that's a theme. The Union had opportunities tonight, even though they dug themselves into a big hole.
And sometimes we talk about clear-cut opportunities and we talk about half chances, and the Union had clear-cut chances to score goals. We talk about Donovan having 2 clear-cut chances, one with the header that Callender makes a good save, the other one where he rounds Callender and just mishits it inexplicably. The Union had a lot of chances, and this game realistically could have been 4-4, and the Union just didn't do a good job of getting the right stuff in the right moments.
Looking at Inter Miami before we get to the full match audio highlights, and we are efforting to get head coach Jim Curtin's press conference following this 4-1 loss. You're listening to the postgame show here from Subaru Park. Dave Leto and Shannon Williams with you. Jim told us prior to the broadcast, Sergio Busquets would be quiet, but he picks out a pass better than anyone. I thought tonight, it's not just the passing. There were a couple sequences where he played the ball forward to Messi. I think, quite honestly, not a lot tonight, Shannon, but I just thought at times he was on the deck, I remember, a lot in the first half. Meaning he falling to the grass, but he put out a lot of fires where the Union tried to get their midfield working. I know Leon Floch was trying to man mark Lionel Messi throughout this one, the same with Jose Martinez, but Busquets, I thought, continues to play at such a high level, which I know is international pedigree with Barcelona and Spain, and he does it with Inter Miami. What did you make of the midfield with him and Arroyo and Kromoski, who started the game on that left-hand side.
He's just so much class, and anytime you need an escape outlet, he's the one to go and find the ball and find a way out for Inter Miami. He draws so much attention, and I thought that really put a lot of stress on other players who were left out on islands to defend by themselves. I think that, if I'm being honest, I think that Jim and his coaching staff got the tactics wrong tonight. I think that while, yes, it is Messi, it is Busquets, I thought too much attention got paid to those players, and it left some really big gaps in other spaces that they were able to exploit. It's tough when you're playing against, the best player in the world, and having a man mark him, and that takes people out of spaces that they would normally be in defensively, and it opens up other players. That's why you see Messi being okay with walking around and moving into spaces and drawing players away from other spaces. As soon as he sees it and he sees the picture, that's when you see him start to come alive and start to accelerate and get chances on goal.
Yep, we are being told that Jim Curtin will be coming out to the podium soon for that post-game presser. So, Shannon, let's go right to the full match highlights here. Beginning of the third minute here for the shocking moment for Inter Miami against the Union. Christoph, the right center back, is going to play a ball up high. But first, I'm being told Jim Curtin is going to the podium, so we'll hold off on the highlights. Let's get right to Coach Curtin speaking to the media.
In the third minute, right? So we had a technical mistake there where, we actually are in a good position to clear the ball. We mishit it, and credit to them. They punished us.
The podium right now starting to get.
I think there is a little bit of maybe we were too excited, maybe showed a little too much respect. But yeah, we got punished by a good team, and we got humbled a bit. Overall, we know we need to be better. I think we're usually a good team in the sense that we really make teams earn their goals. And I thought tonight, even just looking at the expected goals, which I know don't always tell the truth, but we did create a lot, and we got punished. Conceded 4 goals on like a 0.6 expected goal. So gave up goals that we shouldn't have, got punished for it, got humbled. But that's a very good Miami team. No question about it. They have a ton of talent. But we're just overall, disappointed. We didn't have our best first half in particular. And once you go down 3-0 against the quality opponent, it's going to be difficult. So yeah, we're not happy.
To not start the game like this. Do you think in hindsight might have been the better shot, maybe the 4-4-2? Or
yeah, maybe. I mean, there's always going to be second guessing when you don't play your best, right? The thinking was to be a little more defensive with a team that we knew would have the ball. Statistically, they're with Messi now, they're leading every possession statistic. So we knew we wouldn't have the ball. So that's why we chose the guys that we did and the shape and formation that we did. You can start to do a million what ifs. If Danny finishes that one right after they score, does the game maybe settle down a little bit? Instead, Messi scores from 35 yards out on a shot, and we get punished. So again, the margins are very tight in the biggest games in the semifinal like this, and we weren't good enough. And like I said, we got a little bit humbled.
Jim, Messi's only involved directly in one of the 4 goals. How well do you think you guys did against him? And is it tough to give up some of those goals that you did when he doesn't have a role in them?
Yeah, I mean, look, it takes a complete team effort now, and it takes 11 guys at their maximum to have a chance against a team like Miami. And if you go back and look at the first 20, 30 minutes, we made too many mistakes, and they really punished us. I think we were in position to clear balls. I think we had numbers even around Messi and almost dropped off of him when we had almost 5 guys around him in that moment where he scores. So yeah, you have second thoughts, and you second guess yourself. Again, maybe emotion, whatever, too much respect, whatever it might be. But yeah, it wasn't us for the first half, and you have to give credit to the opponent too, because they punished us. They are very good. There's no question about that. So I don't want to take anything away from them. But like I said, usually we make teams really grind and wear us down and earn goals. And if it's a 10-pass sequence with a tap in, and you kind of tip your cap and you go, wow, okay, they broke us down. But the goals that we gave up were uncharacteristic of ourselves, and that's what I think hurts the most. You can see it in the third minute now, and it takes the air out of the stadium. It really hurts. And we lose a little bit of life there. So that part was difficult.
There's two quick ones. First off, I'm curious, if you have any concern about bouncing back from this. Obviously, it's been a while since there was a game with this much hype surrounding it in this area. The other thing is, you said the build-up, you sort of encourage people, and maybe not even half jokingly, not to sell their tickets. I'm curious what you made of the atmosphere out there, the reception and whatnot.
Yeah, the first part. Look, it's hard to lose and concede 4 goals. We really, I don't know when the last time we have conceded 4 goals in this building. I mean, it's been a really, really long time, I think. So that part hurts. So yeah, it doesn't feel normal, walking off that field, having conceded 4 times. It almost never happens here. So that part's difficult for sure. In terms of the stadium, look, I thought the crowd was amazing. I thought it was a great atmosphere. Of course, I think, if you're even a Union fan, you should respect and love how Messi plays the game and how he is as a human being and as a teammate. So that part I'm totally okay with. Was there a lot of pink? For sure, and I think that's going to be the case anywhere he goes, because again, look, I grew up in Philadelphia. I'm a 76ers fan, but I also love Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? So there is a little element of that. He's global. He is literally the best to ever play our sport, and the way he does it too is humble, man. You can tell. I'm not saying I know him, but I can tell how people act on the field and how they are when they're the best player, and they still are pretty down to earth and want to win and to produce like he does all the time, over and over, when he really doesn't have to produce anymore if he didn't want to, because of what he's accomplished. So he's a winner. Again, he'll go to a final now, which we wish them the best of luck, but it hurts that we weren't the ones going. But yeah, certainly coming off the bridge today when I saw the lines of like real or fake Messi jerseys being sold, that did catch me off guard for sure, no question.
Jim, as you look ahead to the third place game, can we expect some added rotation? Obviously, we're still down some bodies, and we'd love an update on Carranza, as he obviously did not feature today.
Yeah, look, again, I can't believe I have to explain this, but if Julian was able to play tonight, he would have been on the field, guys. I had some people screaming at me to put him in the game. It's like he's our best striker and he's our leading goal scorer. I would have put him in if he could have. He was there, just to be clear, he was there if some crazy situation happened where guys started dropping at the end of the game and we needed someone to literally take a penalty kick. That was the only reason he was even in a uniform. So he would tell you he maybe could have done more, but that the reality is we wanted to be safe. I trust our medical staff, and he had a grade 1 hamstring a couple days ago, and to put our top goal scorer out there didn't make a lot of sense. So we dressed him in case of the need for a penalty. Yeah, look, it's tricky, and Pablo brought it up. To now play in a third place game, it's deflating, right? So, but we have to find a way, because there is still a Champions League spot on the line, which is big. I know our players still want to win and finish the competition the right way. It hurts, man. And again, we want to win more than anything. I know our fans know that and understand it, but we're 47 teams are entered this competition. We're into the final 4, and we want to finish, at best we can right now, which is third place.
Jim, a lot of games, a lot of minutes for key players,
Yeah.
and a quick turnaround. How much is fatigue a factor these last couple of games?
Yeah, look, we changed in 3 positions that we're pretty comfortable changing in, where we can keep guys fresh. Again, I've talked about it before. A lot of data and analytics and analysis that we've done shows that in our league, if you rotate 4 or more, it kind of falls off a cliff in terms of getting results. So rotation is good and it's necessary in a busy competition like this. I think we've tried our best to make some changes here and there and keep guys fresh. But fatigue's played a role, no question about it. You see the gift and the curse of this competition and advancing is you do see injuries. You see a lot of teams that are in the final 4 now picking up little knocks here and there, but you're playing for a trophy, and that's what you want to do. So it is a balancing act for sure. We'll put a group on the field. A lot will depend on the Nashville Monterey game, right? Monterey is already qualified for Champions League. So if they do lose and now we play them here, there's basically 0 on the line for them. So that makes a really awkward, unique situation. If obviously, if Monterey wins, they go on to a final, and Nashville will be fighting just like we will for third. So it is a unique situation and scenario that's going to come, but we want to win the last game. That's kind of how our guys are wired.
Obviously, any loss is going to hurt. It's going
Yeah.
to be painful. But particularly the way that you guys lost,
Yeah.
conceding more goals. Again,
Yeah.
many games as a team that prides itself defensively, and the competitiveness of your group, probably wanting to be the first team that knocked off
Sure.
Miami and Messi team that's had the spotlight from everyone. Like, how frustrating is this time of late?
It's tough. It's really tough, and that's the last thing I said to them when they left out for the field. Let's be the first team to do it. That's a motivator for guys. But then you look at the opponent, and they're pretty damn good as well. So it was a humbling game. They were really good on the ball. They're sharp. But I will say, I know I'm going to sound stupid, but at 3-1, we still had 3 or 4 chances even before Ali scores that we could have at least put some pressure on them and made them feel it a little bit. We missed a lot of I'll just say good chances, point blank chances, and on a different day, we can finish those off and things change. So that hurts. That's how it is. You have to move on. We'll look at the tape. We'll try to get better, and again, regroup and play in this third place game.
Our last two right there, and then Charles. Following up on those chances in the second half, it looked like between Donovan's misses, and there was just several times where there was just crosses.
Yeah.
Just nobody there. Was that a miscue, or was the game just kind of out of hand?
No, look, at that point, it's still a game. There still was a lot of time left, too, in those instances. I go to Daniel's chance in the first half is a really good one where he's one-on-one with Callender, and Callender makes a big save. The save he makes on Donovan's header is where he dives down low. Mikel has one where it's slotted across, like you mentioned, where if he slides, maybe he gets a tap in. Jacob has the one at the back post where I've seen him score that a million times in training. It just goes off, just misses it, and it goes wide. And Chris has the empty netter that you'd like him to hit the target. So those are big chances, and in a semifinal, you need those things to go your way. Obviously, when a team, I'm not naive, guys, when a team's up 3-0, they're going to sit a little deeper, and we're going to have a little more of the ball in possession. So at that point, the 4-4-2 looked really good because they're just sitting deep. But again, we didn't do enough tonight. We didn't get it done, and I think collectively as a team, coaches, players, I'm just disappointed with how we started the game, and that first goal was the one that was preventable and deflating.
All right, that's Union head coach Jim Kearney after the 4-1 loss here to Inter Miami tonight. All right, Shannon, let's get right. We'll break this game all down for you for the full match highlights, and we're going to go in succession, beginning back to the 3rd minute. Joseph Martinez, the recipient of a beautiful ball by Kristoff out of the back that beat Andre Blake early in the game. Kristoff trying to play over the top, gets a pass. Damian Lowe Martinez is on with the shot and scores! In the opening 3 minutes on a ball by Kristoff forward to Joseph Martinez, beating Andre Blake to his right on a one-time strike by Martinez. His 3rd goal in League's Cup, and the start everybody didn't want to see. It's nightmarish. It's 1-0 Inter Miami in the opening 4 minutes.
Union with a tough opening 3 minutes as they gave up an early goal, and like Jim talked about, it really deflated the stadium as some people hadn't even gotten down to their seats. Don't have pressure on the ball from a center back. Our other center back gets played over, and I think he doesn't handle it well. I think that Damian could have cleared that ball. Elliott not reading the play as well, and they get their first goal off of just a mistake by the Union.
Yeah, I think it was a tough night. I'm saying that kindly to Damian Lowe, Jack Elliott, and Jacob Glesnes tonight. That one again over the boot of Damian Lowe, and Martinez was onside. It scored past Andre Blake. 3rd minute goal. Gazdag 5 minutes later fired a shot, which Jim referenced, as you just heard in his post-game comments, right at goal. Callender makes the save to his left. Might have been a different game. I know it's hindsight, folks, but that could have changed things. Gazdag doesn't deliver. Again, he was coming off of injury, did not play against Querétaro in the quarterfinal. He does not get the goal there. And then it really changed at the 20th minute from distance. Who else? Lionel Messi scores here in Chester at Subaru Park amid Andre Blake from distance. Messi with a shot from distance, low, and scores! In the 20th minute from 35 yards away, Lionel Messi scores for a 6th consecutive game on the deck Andre Blake, and it's 2-0. Inter Miami, thanks to the goal by Lionel Messi, his 9th in Leagues Cup.
And again, Kristoff coming forward with the ball, playing straight into the forward. The Union back line get a little mixed up on who's stepping into the ball. It ends up being nobody. Martinez ends up slipping Messi. They don't have any pressure on the ball. Andre's backpedaling, and I just don't think that he got the jump on the ball that he wanted to. It takes 2 hops off the turf from 35 yards out. And again, we've seen Andre Blake make incredible saves from point blank. So definitely one that I don't think that he was set and ready for, and it beats him low to his left.
Andre Blake, again, allowing that second goal to Lionel Messi, scoring here in Chester back in the 20th minute. And again, another goal, as Shane had accurately stated, from Kristoff. And I will tell you, folks, Lionel Messi was probably not involved in 3 of the 4 goals. He did play a ball forward to Yedlin, so I guess I'll take that back and say 2 of the 4. He has a goal and assist in this game, but not directly into the play of the other 2 goals tonight from Lionel Messi, who still played very well, got his goal and assist, and was a treat to see amid the Union fans here against Lionel Messi. I heard from Jim Curtin, there were a ton of pink jerseys out here. I would say it definitely was a pro-Union crowd. I'd give it 80-20. Obviously, the game carried on, and the Union were down severely at one point, down by 3. You heard more of the Messi folks. But here's the backbreaker. After Gazdag in the 30th minute tried to score against Gazdag, but went wide for the second time. Again, 2 misses from Gazdag, 1 on frame and 1 that missed. The backbreaker occurred in the final kick. This probably was the game. In first half stoppage time, Taylor plays a ball into space to the upper right of Andre Blake on the left-hand side. Elliot, Harriel, Glesnes all caught out of position. Taylor saw the space and found Jordi Alba, who scores his first Inter Miami goal. Taylor in possession for about 10 yards forward. He dances forward, and they have a runner and onside, and Alba on a breakaway here inside the 18, trying to get their 3rd goal. Alba scores to the back post. That was disastrous. Jordi Alba gets the 3rd goal for Inter Miami at first half stoppage time.
And again, just a simple ball forward into Robert Taylor, who just has acres of space. You saw him take 6-7 touches with nobody around him. And that's not to say that the Union players weren't there. They just weren't stepping to the ball. Jordi Alba, with all his experience, makes a great run. Damian Lowe keeps him on side here on this left-hand side. So a little bit of just a poor first half for Damian Lowe, really. And Jordi Alba makes no mistakes and has a good finish at the end of it.
Yep, so the Union allowing a crooked number for the first time in the Leagues Cup, this being their 6th Leagues Cup game. So they go into the locker room down, as I mentioned, uncharacteristically on the air, 3-0. This place has been a fortress. You have to go all the way back years, and I'm talking years, at Subaru Park since this team has allowed 4 goals. They did lose 4-0 last year at Charlotte before the playoff run, but again, that was on the road, not here at Chester, where they have been winning pretty easily, I might add, here at home. Okay, so we go to the second half. So the team is down 3-0, and Shane and I just wanted to see that quick goal. Can they get that first goal early on, the first 15 minutes of the second half? Well, they had some opportunities, and actually they had a lot of them. We begin in the 56th minute. The team is down 3-0. Chris Donovan with a chance to chip the goalkeeper and had an open goal, but missed. Donovan with an open goal and puts it above the bar and wide from Chris Donovan. Should have been a goal for Chris Donovan, and a play out for the back in the 55th minute. And Donovan dumps it above the bar and wide, and he would want that one back tonight with the club down by 3 on a beautiful ball from Kai Wagner, curled forward to Donovan, but he misses.
We asked for a reaction at halftime, and I thought the Union came out in that second half aggressive, on the front foot, looking to get back into the game. And that was just the first chance of many for the Union. Chris Donovan gets a ball from the left-hand side from Kai, who plays him in behind. He rounds the goalkeeper and has an open goal and decides to go with his laces and just doesn't catch it right and hits none of the goal.
Yeah, so that should have been one right there. Just track that down, everybody. So that's 3-0 still Inter Miami. By the way, the club went from a back 3 to a back 4, bringing in McGlynn and Ua with Lowe and Flock out at halftime. We'll talk about formation changed in just a little bit, but let's go to the 60th minute. 4 minutes later, again, the team is down 3-0. Kai Wagner's had some beautiful service throughout this Leagues Cup, played a cross in for Chris Donovan, and Drake Callender probably makes the biggest save of his night, makes one save, and then Daniel Gazda goes high on the rebound. Wagner from Martinez crosses it in, a lot of mustard on this, and the header saved by Callender on Donovan. Second ball, and it's high from Gazda.
his right to deny Chris Donovan from his header.
And like you said, 4 minutes later, Donovan pops up again inside the Miami 6-yard box with a good header, keeps it down, puts it on frame, and just gets denied by a really good save from Callender. But again, just a clear-cut opportunity that goes begging, and that could have made the game 3-2 at that point.
So Shannon, right. So 60 minutes in, the Union were down 3-0. But by my count, as far as prime opportunities, you got one there in the 60th, one there in the 56th off the Donovan one that went high, remember, a couple minutes ago. And then the first one in the 8th minute for Gazdag. Yep, that could have been 3 goals. I know it's easy to say, but there were huge opportunities wasted for the Union. The Union, however, welcome back to Alejandro Bedoya, back on the field for the first time since July 15th, nursing the quad injury. A corner from Kai Wagner led to the Union goal tonight, the lone tally, thanks to Bedoya getting back out there. See if they get one on frame here from this corner from Kai at the base of the Sons of Ben. Two-step approach. Bowles is like forward. There's a second ball. Alive for Ua. And it's a goal for the Union. It's Alejandro Bedoya. Bedoya, the captain, it's his first goal in 2023. Welcome back, LA. In the 73rd minute, it's a 3-1 game, and there's new life for the Union. Off of the corner from Kai to the Union's Bedoya.
And right on cue as Bedoya comes in, happy to see him back, happy to see him getting minutes and involved with the team. Gets a lucky deflection and does a really good job to just put something on frame with the outside of his right boot. It takes maybe a little bit of deflection and goes over the left shoulder of Callender. So that I thought got the Union back in it. You started to see this crowd come back alive, and there was still some time left to try to get another goal and add pressure to this Inter Miami squad.
Yep, that was in the 73rd minute. So off of the corner from Kai, it went through the legs of Yedlin. First, a misplay out of the back. It was headed out by one of the players on the back line. Then off of Busquets, Bedoya had it and then went through the legs of Yedlin and past the goalkeeper Callender to make it a 3-1 game. But the dagger occurred in the 84th minute. About 11 minutes later, I mentioned 2 of the 4 chances for goals for Inter Miami, 2 of the 4 involving Lionel Messi. He has a goal. Here's his assist, playing forward to Yedlin, who spots David Ruiz with his second career Inter Miami goal. Busquets plays forward, ups for his right, not a square ball from him, ups to play to Messi, and coming up high is Yedlin in a 4v3 for Miami. Plays forward to Ruiz, out comes Andre Blake, spills to the back post, and they score with David Ruiz. There's the 4th goal, it could be the dagger tonight for Inter Miami in the 84th minute. David Ruiz scores, it's his first goal in the League's Cup, and Inter Miami has the 3-goal advantage yet again.
And all second half, Inter Miami was looking to play off the counter and try to add to that goal tally. And I thought it was a poor decision by Kai to step up, lets Yedlin in, and then Yedlin does a good job to slide in Ruiz, who that's the dagger right there. I think at that point, everybody knew that this was not going to be the comeback, and it wasn't in the cards. And again, the scoreline is not going to tell the story of the game, but they just got punished for every mistake that they made, and that's what you see from a team that's in form right now.
The big question that a lot of folks have is, will this team be a back 3 or a back 4 team moving forward? I know you didn't like the formation of the setup tonight with the 5-4-1, we'll call it. You mentioned the back 3, and you could have the 4 guys out of the midfield and the 1 up top and Chris Donovan. And that's because, and Jim said it during the press conference, for those that didn't hear it, Julian Carranza was out nursing that hamstring injury. He was not fit to play. The only time that Carranza would have gotten onto the field is if we were headed to PKs just to get him on, like the Red Bulls did the other nights in the round of 16 with Lewis Morgan, who missed, and Andre Blake made a save on him. That was the only chance Carranza would have gone up against his former club tonight. That was not the case. So I'll pose the question to you. The back 3, that back 5, I'll tell you, was not very good tonight. Moving forward after the third place game, you're going to have 11 regular season games left before the playoffs. Shannon, this is a back 3 team or better in the 4-4-2 diamond in your eyes?
It's tough because I think they've looked really good in the back 3 at times, but lately I think they've struggled with it. I think that Andre and Damian going away for the international break really hurt the team's cohesion and the way that they were playing in that back 3. They've tried to kind of get it back in this Leagues Cup. They've been really good in it in some games. They've looked poor like they did tonight. For me, I think they have to get back to basics and back to what got them to MLS Cup last year, and that's that 4-4-2 diamond. I think that the team is more comfortable in that. I think that they are built for it. We obviously have to see who's going to be available as the strikers. We would love to have Carranza back as soon as possible, and we'll definitely be looking for updates as we move on, not only to the third place game, but also to end up the last stretch of games here in this MLS season.
Yep, and I know a lot of folks are wanting Ty Barabo to play. He's the Israeli international coming from Wolfsberger, the Austrian Bundesliga. He is not available because his paperwork, his P1 visa still hasn't been received, so they're waiting for that to be processed. I think he has to go back out of the country, I was told, then come back in. Either way, he was not available. He's the new acquisition for the Union up top as a striker, and hopefully we will call his name in some goals to come, but he was not available for selection tonight. As far as big games go, and you played a lot of them in the Union uniform, and the theme here is kind of wasted opportunities. So by my count, you have 3 U.S. Open Cup finals, 2 taking place here in Chester in 14 and 15, right? And the one in Houston in 2018. You have 2 semifinal losses in the CONCACAF Champions League, and the club drops MLS Cup in dramatic fashion. The team was leading at the death and then in penalties lose to the LAFC. Where does this one rank for you in Union history, and how do you see this game amid all those other games that have happened in Union lore?
For me, just because I was a part of it, I think that the Open Cup loss to Seattle is probably one of our toughest losses. We have Mo Adu here next to us in the next booth who also played in that game, and that was a tough final to lose in our own building. This one definitely ranks up there with all the hype that was going into it, and obviously the Union wanting to spoil the Messi party. They just weren't able to get things right tonight, and it stings. We know what Philadelphia is about, and that's winning, and we know how badly this fan base wants to win trophies. I know that they've won the Supporter Shield, but Jim always talks about when there's a trophy on the line, we're going for it, and they went for this League's Cup, and I thought they had a good run. You don't know what seeding you're going to get for next year, and if you're going to have all home games like they did in this League's Cup run, and they would have hosted a final as well. So definitely a missed opportunity, and one that they'll be in the locker room and disappointed about right now.
So the Union drop again 4-1. You're listening to the post-game show. It's Dave Leno and Shannon Williams here with you. It did kick off in Nashville, by the way, in the other semifinal, Monterey against Nashville. So the one who falls in that game will come here to Chester in the third place game. Obviously, if it's Monterey who falls, as Jim said, they already qualified for CONCACAF Champions League. So the game in terms of what you're playing for, already a wash there in that one because they've already qualified for CCL. And Leagues Cup, they're giving out 3 CONCACAF Champions League berths to next year's competition. Messi will be there. Will it be Nashville? As the other, we'll have to see, as that one is just kicking off at Geodis Park. So just to put a wrap on this one, Shane, and now you turn to the third place game. I don't know if you played in third place competitions in your youth national team career or also in the higher ranks in professional soccer under your playing days, but how do you approach a third place game? What should the fans expect, and how should the fans come out and support this team going for that third place game on Saturday?
I think it's going to all be about who they end up playing. If it is against Nashville, you would hope that the fans come out in drones, as it is an important game in terms of Champions League. Every team that's in MLS wants to be in Champions League, and we're talking about Miami now, who's in last place and no shot at Champions League, being in Champions League because of them getting to the finals and already starting to build for next year. So the Union want to be in that competition. They want to be competing for trophies, and it's going to be a big game if it's against Nashville. And I hope that the fans come out. I know that it's going to be interesting as you don't see many third place games unless it's the World Cup, but